Two names rich in history: Barton's, our family-run business with over 100 years of experience in drinks distribution, and Lancashire Cricket, a club drenched in tradition, heritage and globally recognised moments. Since 1917, Barton's has been supplying the finest wines, soft drinks and premium beverages across the UK, partnering with world-class brands to bring unforgettable experiences to every occasion. Now, we're excited to announce we will be bringing that same passion to cricket fans at Emirates Old Trafford. As the official wine, spirits and soft drinks partner of Lancashire Cricket, we're elevating matchday experiences, hospitality and celebrations across the next 3 years. From the first ball to the final cheers, Barton's is here to make every moment one to savour. Keep an eye out for some familiar brands such as Guinness, Celavino, VK Hooch and Britvic. Barton's and Lancashire Cricket, a partnership built on passion, unforgettable moments and history.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary.
Welcome to the opening day. Oh, that is a wonderful shot.
This is a call for hungry dreamers and hard-working self-believers. Success is down to more than just luck and talent. It's striving to be the best, breaking the boundaries and never giving up. Are you ready to become your best self? Are you ready to unlock your greatness? So what are you waiting for? This is Education Evolved. This is UA 92.
When I was a kid, there was no professional women's cricket. I didn't even think that women could be professional sports people.
Especially early on, it just didn't really seem like there was a career in it.
To support myself around cricket, I had to work at the petrol garage.
I was the only girl, so I stood out.
I'd love for young girls to be able to dream about being an athlete and it to be achievable.
Thanks to the Hilton funding my contract, it's allowed me to play the game that I love all day, every day.
We're like an engine and we need to be fuelled with the right gas.
Without funding, we can't be visible. You can't be what you can't see.
As a team, it feels like we're breaking boundaries.
Thunder and Lancashire always want to put women's cricket at the forefront, and now I think that's really shining through.
It's mad to think that without the Hilton funding, like, we wouldn't be playing cricket every day, training.
Well, we could be, but we wouldn't have any money.
We wouldn't, yeah, true.
Very good evening and a warm welcome from Emirates Old Trafford. It is that time of the year again. The Vitality T20 Blast returns to Emirates Old Trafford, and we start tonight with Lancashire Lightning up against Worcestershire Rapids. The toss will be happening just behind me in just a few minutes' time, but to look forward to this evening's action, I've got Phoebe Graham and Paul Ellett with me. Very welcome to have both of you here this evening. Phoebe, before we start on tonight, let's say a word about the Thunder team. Their magnificent achievement on Monday, winning the Vitality T20 County Cup, first professional cup as a professional team. Absolutely amazing stuff. You guys must have been absolutely head over heels.
Yeah, it was an incredible celebration on Monday evening, as you can tell probably from my voice at the moment. But the girls thoroughly deserved it. It was an incredible performance all round, and the fact that we saw Tilly Stevens step up in the final and score 77th in a fourth professional game was just amazing, and it's an honour to be part of. This club is really, really special, and the investment they've put behind the women's game, they've taken no shortcuts, and it's coming through good at the moment.
You guys get your T20 Vitality Blast campaign underway on Saturday as part of the double header. We're all looking forward to that. Fingers crossed that's the first trophy of many, is it?
Absolutely. It feels like we're in good stead for this year. We've won 6 out of 8 in the Metro Cup, and then we're going into the Vitality Blast in some good form. So yeah, we're really looking forward to the weekend and taking on Blaze here at Emirates Old Trafford.
Paul, it's been an eventful few days, obviously, as far as the men's team are concerned, but we now have to try and look forward to what should be a terrific T20 campaign. This club has always had a great heritage in this competition. How much is this a bit of a reset for everybody, do you think, this afternoon?
It's a complete reset, isn't it? The break, I suppose, has come at a good time, if there can be a good time for a break when you've not won a game. And we can now go into this T20 competition with a new coach. Captain's come back, of course. Stephen Croft has been a fantastic servant of the club for 20 years. And I think it's been a pretty good choice by Mark Chilton to pick Stephen, to get him to lead this side in the T20. I must just say though to Phoebe, well done for the win down at Taunton. One bright spark in a summer that's not gone well for Lancashire cricket so far, but the girls have done brilliantly, so that's marvellous.
Phoebe, do you echo those sentiments as far as Crofty's concerned, getting him in to do the job? He is a man who bleeds Lancashire, doesn't he?
Absolutely, he bleeds the red rose, and I think it's an awesome appointment for the club. Instill belief back into the players, and also just you need passion, you need to have that belief behind the red rose, and that's what Stephen Croft is the epitome of. He's a Blackpool lad, he's come through the system, and I think he'll put some belief back into this team, and it's going to be the start of something special this campaign.
Is that what it's all about for you, Paul, instilling some belief back in these players?
Well, it shouldn't be, should it? When you look at the staff, you look at the players that Lancashire have got, I mean, they should have belief, but unfortunately they've suffered a lack of confidence. I think that's what you can term it as through the first 7 matches of this summer. It's interesting, Keaton Jennings is back now as captain. He felt that he had to relinquish the captaincy in the 4-day game because he wasn't giving of his best. It was affecting his batting, but I think he'll perform an awful lot better here in this competition.
Well, let's see what Keaton Jennings does in his first time back as far as the captaincy is concerned, because the toss has just been thrown. And we'll have a word with Keaton Jennings and Brett D'Oliveira. Keaton, first of all, welcome back to captaincy. What's the verdict on the toss?
We've won the toss and we're going to bat first.
And what's the thinking behind that?
Looks a good surface, runs on the board, and yeah, play some good cricket. We've traditionally batted first here. Yeah, just it's kind of how we've set up well.
In terms of the team, we're looking forward to seeing Chris Green back in action. We know what he's all about. Ashton Turner coming in as well, though. What do we make of that?
Yeah, absolutely awesome. AT's a good man, serious cricketer, so wishing him all the best of luck. We've also got young Mikey Jones making his debut for the Red Rose today as well, so really exciting for him.
And after what's been a really difficult week for everybody involved, how much is everybody keen to see a little bit of a clean break, if you like, and almost start again for now?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think the key for the lads today and this week is just to make sure we do what we can control. All we can control is coming here with good energy, good excitement, and putting on a show for every Red Rose fans that's coming to the ground today. Watch us play.
Go well today. We wish you the best of luck. Let's bring in Brett D'Oliveira, the Worcestershire Rapids captain. Brett, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. You've lost the toss, unfortunately. How much are you looking forward to the new season, though?
Yeah, really can't wait. Obviously, a bit of a change from 4-day cricket into the T20. The boys are raring to go, so yeah, should be good.
How does the mindset change for a T20 campaign after all those 4-day campaigns?
Yeah, I think for me it's about staying nice and calm because this game can be quite frantic at times. So I think the team that stays the calmest at times can get the advantage.
And you've brought in some big names for this season as well. How much are you looking forward to seeing them play?
Yeah, there's some good cricketers coming into our team, so really excited about them. Obviously Jacob Duffy, really excited to see him work, and obviously Ben Dorcas as well. So yeah, hopefully they'll put on a show tonight.
Go well today. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Fingers crossed we will be able to speak. Let's go over and have a quick word with Ellie Threlkeld, who is the captain of Lancashire Thunder, because obviously she's still on cloud 9 after what was a tumultuous game on Monday in Taunton. Ellie, come over and join me and have a quick word with us, and just take that microphone from Phoebe. Many congratulations on winning that trophy on Monday. Have you come down yet?
Just about, yeah. Couldn't turn around to indoor training this morning, but no, a great day and some great celebrations as well. So.
Tell us about the final itself, because you were set a really good platform in terms of batting totals. We've got a new little star in Tilika Stephen, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for her to be run out without facing the ball in the semi and then come out and do that under so much pressure in the final was incredible to see. And yeah, she's going to be a massive part of our squad going forward, and she's a really exciting talent. So great to watch and set the game up for us, really, set the innings up, and yeah, bowlers did really well to defend it in the second innings.
And then when you've got bowlers in your lineup like Sophie and Kate, you know that there's a really good chance that you've got a good chance of winning.
Yeah, definitely. I think we knew we had a competitive score at the halfway point, and like you say, having them bowlers in our lineup to bowl at any phase of the game is really helpful as a captain, and we took regular wickets throughout that second innings, and yeah, it felt like we were always in the game, and last few overs it felt like we were going to get over the line, so yeah, great day.
We know how hard you guys have worked over the last few years to put this squad together, to try and get that level of consistency, to put in those kinds of performances on a regular basis. Are we seeing that fruit being born now, do you think?
Oh, the trophy's here.
Here we go. Let's get a shot of you with this, because this is it. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. The Vitality T20 County Cup. How does it feel to be actually holding that in your hand again?
Yeah, it's mental, really. I feel like you say, I think it's like a few years in the making, a lot of hard work gone in to get into this point, and set up back in 2020 when the game first became professional, really. Paul Shaw, Alex Hartley put a lot of the groundwork in, laying some great foundations, and then obviously Chris Reed's come in, a few change in personnel this year, and it's great to finally be getting some reward for all that hard work, really.
I was going to say, in terms of what's different this year, what has changed, do you say?
I think obviously we've signed some players. Eve Jones has been amazing at the top of the order. Grace Potts as a seam has come in and done really well. But I think as a whole we're probably more mature as a group and playing some really smart cricket now. I feel like previous years we probably found ways to lose games, and this year we're finding ways to win. So yeah, creating some really good momentum, and hopefully this is just sort of the start of some success for us this year.
And how much are you proud of the club as a whole, having invested so heavily in the women's game?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I think all this sort of tier one, the changes of the other teams have had to go through, a lot of teething issues. For us it's been exactly the same, and I think that just shows how well supported we've been over the last 5 years through Lancashire, and all the girls are really grateful for that. We've got some great sponsors on our side as well, and yeah, it's a really sense of like one club, two teams here, so yeah, the girls couldn't be sort of happy with that.
How did it feel for you as captain, having gone through what you've gone through here over the past few years, to finally be picking up a trophy like that?
Yeah, it was amazing, really. I think, like you say, it's sort of stuff you dream about as a kid, really. And yeah, like I said before, it was just a reward, really, for all that sort of hard work that's gone in. It's been a tough journey at times, and it feels like we're coming out the other side of that and producing some results now. So, like I said, hopefully it's the start of what could be a really successful year for us.
Now, obviously, you start your Blast campaign on Saturday, a doubleheader here at Old Trafford. This has got to be the first of many, hasn't it? You must be feeling a great deal more confidence now going into this new competition.
Yeah, hopefully. Obviously same format, and obviously we've built some really good momentum in winning the trophy, so yeah, but like you say, there's still a lot more cricket to be played this summer, and 2 other trophies on offer to win, so I think the hard work doesn't stop, and hopefully, yeah, we take the momentum we've built into this Blast competition and can be really successful in that as well.
Well, many congratulations, well done. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and gents, here in Bowl, if you can hear us, then please give a huge round of applause for Ellie Threlkeld and the Lancashire Thunder players for winning the Vitality T20 County Cup. Ellie, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Just by the way, before we have another quick chat with Paul and Phoebe, got to remind everybody here in Bowl, we've got a couple of great things that are going to be happening here tonight. First and foremost, we have got the Sports Break upgrade. Now, if you fancy being out of where you're sitting right now and moving in to some of the best seats in the house, then make sure that you're staying in your seat within the next 20 minutes before we get the game off and underway. And you could be getting a Sports Break upgrade into the best seats in the house. And we've also got something very, very exciting for you when it comes to the second innings, because it's the Emirates First Ball Flyer. If the first bowler who bowls the first ball for Lancashire in their bowling innings gets a wicket, somebody here will be getting return tickets to Dubai, courtesy of our sponsors Emirates. It's the Emirates First Ball Flyer, so keep an eye on the screens and keep an eye on that first ball when it comes flying in when Lancashire are bowling. Let's go back to Phoebe and to Paul and talk a little bit more about tonight's game. Essential, isn't it, Phoebe, that this side get off to a flying start here tonight?
Absolutely, and Keaton's won the toss, decided to bat, so I think it'll be about setting a really good total. If him and Wellesley can go out flying off the blocks, then it'll be a great start. It's a lot of wind around, grey coverage, so I think it's a good toss to win and get a total on the board.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Ashton Turner play here, Paul. What do you think we can expect from him?
Well, he's a class act, isn't he, Ashton Turner? So we can expect a real top performance from him through the summer. I mean, I think it's a really well balanced side, this Lancashire side. Got strong batting, as Phoebe's just said, strong at the top. And then when you look at the bowling, it's a good mix. Luke would come back, of course, from England duty today. They released him. So I'm pleased to see him in the side. The only reason I might not be slightly pleased is Jimmy Anderson might have played if Luke hadn't been here, but Luke's here, so that's really good. And some young lads as well in the team. So I'm looking forward to see how Lancashire do in this match particularly, but batting first, they're going to set a target. Looks a really good pitch. Conditions are good, there's no rain about, and they want to defend a total.
The ace in the pack, I think, for many people is going to be Chris Green, isn't it? We saw what he could do last season. Hopefully he can repeat some of those heroics this season as well.
Yeah, he was such an impact player for Lancashire last year. Came in, took wickets, scored runs, and also scored really important runs in important games. And not only that, a world-class fielder. So he really is the total package, and he feels like a Lancs player through and through now. I think we'll see him back here year after year, and an amazing signing for Lancashire, and great to see him back with the team.
He's so exciting.
He was one of the lads that Mark Chilton really wanted back. I mean, it was after 3 or 4 games last year, they knew that he'd committed to Lancashire, and they wanted him back again this year, and here he is.
A real star player, we can't wait. Paul, Phoebe, thanks very much indeed for the moment. So we'll bring you the team news very, very shortly. Lancashire Lightning versus Worcestershire Rapids. The game starting in just over 20 minutes time. We'll bring you the confirmed team news very, very shortly.
(1864). We were first class then, and we're first class now. With a dream to spread cricket through Lancashire's towns, where girls and boys, with willow and leather, become more than a badge, but the red rose together.
A club where more than legends are made, but friendships, obsessions, moments replayed on our screens, in our minds, in our hearts forever. 'Cause it's who we are, our DNA, the red rose together.
Statham, Briggs, Jimmy, Freddie and Joss, Chappie, Sir Clive Lloyd, Carol Hodges, Kate Cross. What a roll call. It's a hard one to measure, with future names still to be written on the red rose together.
We're all about people. It's what the red rose really means. Yeah, the ones signing autographs, but the ones behind the scenes.
Our community, grassroots, the ones that feel tethered. Whether you're from here or belong here, we're the red rose together.
And what about this place? Talk about world-class venues, internationals, gigs, events. You can choose from a menu of triumph, of disaster, of pain, or pleasure.
We've seen it all at Emirates Old Trafford, with the Red Rose together.
Red ball, white ball, lightning and thunder.
Have you ever sat back? Have you ever just wondered how far we've come? The storms we've weathered, or how far we'll go as the Red Rose together.
So, as you've heard, Lancashire Lightning have won the toss and they have decided to bat. The confirmed team news is in, and we'll start with our visitors, the Worcestershire Rapids. And they line up tonight with captain Brett D'Oliveira, Ed Pollock, Kashif Ali, Adam Hose, Ethan Brooks, Gareth Roderick, Ben Dwashus, Tom Hinley, Fatih Singh, Adam Finch and Jacob Duffy. And your Lancashire Lightning team for this evening is as follows. Captain Keaton Jennings, Luke Wells, Matty Hurst, making his T20 debut, Michael Jones. A warm welcome to Lancashire debutant Ashton Turner, Josh Bohannon, Chris Green, Jack Blatherwick, Tom Aspinwall, Luke Wood and Mitch Stanley. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is now your opportunity to maybe get yourself a little upgrade on your seat. Wherever you are at the moment, we could be moving you into the best seats in the house. So all we want you to do is have a look at the big screen now. We're going to be picking someone out with our cameras. Let's have a look. Where is it going to be? Somewhere in the bowl. There we go. 2 on screen there. 2 guys. Well done, guys. Give us a big wave. There we go. Fantastic. Right, you guys need to make your way down to the front of the stand. Our Lancashire staff will come and meet you, and they will be transferring you to the Sports Break Terrace. There, you will be enjoying some of the best seats in the house. There we go. Fantastic. You didn't know that was coming, did you? Give us a good wave. Many congratulations. We'll hopefully catch up with you guys in the Sports Break Terrace a little later on. Congratulations. So, the teams have been confirmed. Phoebe is back here with me. What do you think of the Lancashire side that has been selected this evening?
I think it's a great 11, and I think with Jennings and Wells up top, if they can create a strong platform, then we've got Green, Ashton Turner to come in. I think it's a great backbone of a Lancashire team.
We've got a few to worry about as far as the Worcestershire Rapids team are concerned, though. Jacob Duffy, in particular, the New Zealand international, currently ranked as the world's top T20 international bowler at the moment, although it's slightly confusing if that's only off 23 games. But he's clearly a player that Worcestershire think is going to take a lot of wickets this season.
Yeah, definitely. There's himself and Ben Dwashus that will be a big threat for Worcestershire. So they'll be the 2 main bowlers that will have created some doubt in the Lancashire mind, but also the players that Lancashire have at the moment, they'll know how to counter that, and they'll be working through that the past few days.
Vice captain Adam Hose is pretty handy with the bat as well, we know that. But it's all about Lancashire at Emirates Old Trafford, isn't it? Because this place really has been a bit of a fortress for them over the years. How important is it that they capitalise on good home form as far as this competition is concerned this year?
Yeah, it definitely is. They've won the 5 out of the last 6 games here at Emirates Old Trafford. They know the conditions well. The wind, I think, will help them setting the total. So, yeah, I think it's definitely going to be in their favour.
As you say, it is a bit breezy here this evening, heavily overcast as well. What kind of an effect is likely to play on the conditions, do you think?
I think it's just being smart about the cricket, making sure you're hitting with the wind and not trying to take on any silly shots against the conditions. So that'll be something they'll be thinking about and making sure they're taking advantage of this boundary over here with the wind.
Keaton Jennings back in as captain, and that'll be huge for him, I'm sure, after what has been a really difficult period for him. How big an influence is he going to have on these games tonight, do you think?
I think it's a massive impact for the team with Keaton as captain, Crofty as coach. It just feels right, doesn't it? It feels like the right people are leading the Red Rose forward. So I think it's going to make a massive difference. This change in format has come at the right time for the club. And if they get off to a good start tonight, then I think it'll be brilliant for their campaign going forwards.
I mentioned it to Paul a little bit earlier. Is this a bit of a reset in many respects for the team as a whole, particularly with a change in format, a change in interim coach with Stephen Croft coming in? Is it a possibility for a bit of a clean slate in many ways?
Absolutely, it is anyway when you go into a change of format. It's so different playing T20 cricket to 4-day counting championship. So it's a huge opportunity for the lads to just draw a line on what's happened, move forward. The fact that Keaton's taken the armband again, Crofty's the head coach, he was the backbone of this T20 team, Mr. T20, Mr. Lancashire. So I think he's going to instill a lot of belief in the team, and they're going to be coming out here playing for Crofty, playing for Keaton and playing for the Red Rose. The passion is probably the most important thing for this club. And the fact that they've got two of the most passionate players leading this team forward is going to do wonders for this team.
We look forward to it. Don't forget, coming up before we start Lancashire's bowling innings, the Emirates first ball flyer will be coming up. So keep your eyes on the screens a little bit later for that. We'll be telling you all about that, because somebody here could be winning a couple of tickets to Dubai thanks to our principal sponsors, Emirates. You could be on your way jetting off to the Middle East for a bit of lovely sunshine and maybe a bit of shopping in a nice restaurant, who knows. But that is all coming up very, very soon. But before we get into that, here's a little reminder of the rules.
Each match is played by two teams of 11 players. Some are batters, some are bowlers, and there's one wicket-keeper. Both teams have a chance to bat and bowl. Look out for the coin toss. That's how they decide which team bats or bowls first. Each team has 20 overs to score as many runs as possible. The team with the most runs wins the game. One over is made up of 6 good deliveries from the bowler. To score runs, batters hit the ball and run between the stumps. If the ball reaches the boundary, it's 4 runs, and if it gets there without bouncing, that's a 6. While the batting team is scoring runs, the bowling team are trying to stop them and get the batters out by taking wickets. A few ways batters can be out are bowled, caught, run out, stumped, and LBW. Watch out for signals from the umpires, 4s, 6s, wickets, and these when a bad delivery has been bowled. Bad deliveries add runs to the batting team's score, and the bowler must bowl an extra ball. If you see the umpire doing this, the next ball is a free hit, and the batter cannot be out, bowled, caught, LBW, or stumped. And those are all the basics you need to know to get behind your team in this year's Vitality Blast competition.
Surely, it's not all that far really, I suppose, is it? We've got mum and dad, and we've got sister and brother here. We've got everybody here. Just what's your name? John, Ollie,
Libby, Louise.
Good to meet you all. How much are you looking forward to the game tonight? What is it that's brought you down here?
Can't wait, yeah. Just looking forward to see them do a bit better than their 4-day form.
Yeah, they've got rich history in this competition, though, haven't they? You're expecting some fireworks tonight?
Yeah, should be good. Can't wait. Want to see some 6s.
How much are you looking forward to tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm buzzing, yeah. Can't wait.
Who are you looking forward to seeing most play tonight?
Well, I was hoping Jimmy Anderson would get a game, but Phil Salt, he's always good to see bat. Yeah, Luke Wood, yeah, everyone.
We'll maybe see them a little bit later on in the competition. Let's have a word with you guys, Libby and Mum. How much are you looking forward tonight? You're enjoying yourselves at the moment?
I'm very excited.
Is this your first game? Have you been here before?
My
Your first game? How exciting is that? What about you? Are you looking forward to it tonight as well?
Yes, it's my first game too, so yeah, very.
Now you've joined us at a very good time because we've got a brand new competition going on here tonight. Now you need to keep an eye when Lancashire start bowling, so that's the second half of the game. How would you guys feel about the possibility of winning a free trip to Dubai?
That would be amazing.
What about you, Libby? What do you think?
We've been to Dubai once already and it was good, so I want to go again.
So you want to go again? You'd love to go again? So it's very simple. We're calling it the Emirates First Ball Flyer. So when the first Lancashire bowler bowls a ball, if they get a wicket, somebody here in the bowl will be winning 2 tickets to Dubai. You might have to buy an extra couple, Dad, so I hope you've got nice deep pockets, so there you go. So what about that? Do you think that's a possibility? You're hopeful?
Sounds good, sounds brilliant.
You'd be happy to go and see that happen?
Oh yeah, can't wait.
So I think your money's going to have to be on Luke Wood, I suppose, isn't it, for the first ball?
Yeah, definitely.
How much would you love a trip to Dubai if you were to go again then? What about you? You'd love that as well?
Yeah. Can I take a friend though and not these guys?
We'll see what we can do. Right, okay. We'll finish off with you guys just getting a little prediction. Who do you think's going to win tonight?
Lancashire. It's got to be Lancashire.
It's got to be Lightning, hasn't it? There we go. I'll tell you what. Let's have a move on and see if we can chat to another couple of people over here. Hi guys, how are you doing? Who are you? Where are you all from? From Oldham. What's your name, mate? Are these guys all with you? Is this all family? Who have you got here? How many have you got?
Small fun. The other boat's gone for something too.
Oh, fantastic. So it's a family affair. How much is everybody looking forward to seeing Lancashire play tonight? You think Lancashire are going to win tonight? Fantastic stuff. So who do you think is going to be winning tonight? Is it going to be Lancashire? Couple on the end here. How much are you looking forward to tonight's game?
Can't wait.
Oh, by the way, keep your eyes on the screens a little bit later. We've got a new competition, Emirates First Ball Flyer. Whoever bowls the first ball for Lancashire, if they get a wicket, somebody here will be winning 2 tickets to Dubai, courtesy of Emirates. So how would you feel about that?
Oh, wonderful.
You definitely fancy a bit of that. Fantastic. So Lancashire going to win tonight then, yeah? There we go. There you have it. Fans absolutely confident here and very much looking forward to the Emirates First Ball Flyer. We can't wait. Here we go.
Two names, rich in history. Barton's, our family-run business with over 100 years of experience in drinks distribution, and Lancashire Cricket, a club drenched in tradition, heritage and globally recognised moments. Since 1917, Barton's has been supplying the finest wines, soft drinks and premium beverages across the UK, partnering with world-class brands to bring unforgettable experiences to every occasion. Now, we're excited to announce we will be bringing that same passion to cricket fans at Emirates Old Trafford. As the official wine, spirits and soft drinks partner of Lancashire Cricket, we're elevating matchday experiences, hospitality and celebrations across the next 3 years. From the first ball to the final cheers, Barton's is here to make every moment one to savour. Keep an eye out for some familiar brands such as Guinness, Celavino, VK Hooch and Britvic. Barton's and Lancashire Cricket, partnership built on passion, unforgettable moments and history.
When I was a kid, there was no professional women's cricket. I didn't even think that women could be professional sports people.
especially early on, it just didn't really seem like there was a career in it.
To support myself around cricket, I had to work at the petrol garage.
I was the only girl, so I stood out.
I'd love for young girls to be able to dream about being an athlete and it to be achievable.
Thanks to the Hilton funding my contract, it's allowed me to play the game that I love all day, every day.
We're like an engine and we need to be fueled with the right gas.
Without funding, we can't be visible. You can't be what you can't see.
As a team, it feels like we're breaking boundaries.
Thunder and Lancashire always want to put women's cricket at the forefront, and now I think that's really shining through.
It's mad to think that without the Hilton funding, like, we wouldn't be playing cricket every day, training.
Well, we could be, but we wouldn't have any money.
Yeah, true.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a guard of honour from Middlewich CC, please welcome our umpires for the evening, Steve O'Shaughnessy and Richard Illingworth. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's visitors, the Worcestershire Rapids. Emirates Old Trafford, are you ready? Please welcome to the pitch, Lancashire Lightning!
Players heading out then, Luke Wells and Keaton Jennings to open the batting for Lancashire Lightning. Myself, Scott Reed, and former Lancashire and indeed Worcestershire batsman Stephen Moore up in the commentary box to get this T20 Blast competition underway. And two familiar sights opening the batting here in Wells and in Jennings. And Stephen, if these two can get going, we could have some fireworks.
Absolutely, yeah. They're both, wonderful strikers of the ball. They've both got long levers, and importantly, they know this ground like the back of their hand. So, yeah, it should be a great start. But they know the responsibility on them. It's the best place to bat, opening the batting in a T20. But there's a big responsibility to get your side off to a good start.
Yeah, you do like saying it's the best place to bat.
Absolutely. Every batsman in the side is looking at the coach and Crofty going, yeah, is it me? Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, it's a brilliant place to play 2020 cricket.
Yeah, and we wish Lancashire Lightning all the best through the course of this Blast campaign, and Stephen Croft in interim charge as well. There's a slight delay here. Umpire Steve O'Shaughnessy has come wandering across towards the front of the media centre. I've no idea what the issue is, but there's an issue with something or other. Ground staff are heading out, so there's I don't know what the
tape measure. He's forgotten to mark his run up, has he? I don't know.
Is he?
One thing that is interesting looking at it is the amount of wind that is going across the pitch there, which is definitely going to impact decision making in terms of where you attack, and also which bowlers bowl from which end.
Maybe the wind has actually done for the. They've not got the marker. They've not got the markers at the right distance away from the square. They're too close in. so the discs.
That's some eagle-eyed bowlers there who looked at that and yeah, that was Dorcius, wasn't he? He definitely looked at it and went, "Sorry, I'm just going to paste that out quickly." We're definitely at 25 yards here.
Yeah, there's the odds are stacked against it as it is.
I guarantee the Lancashire batsman didn't point that out. That was
that was the Worcestershire bowlers said, "Hang on, that doesn't seem right." So we've got the old tape measure out. Dave's got the tape measure here, so he's marking out the distance from the square. Something you don't see all the time.
No. Well, it's the difficulty, when you've got these tape measures. One has got inches and centimeters. Just make sure you use the right side.
Yeah. Have we used inches? Have we used metres? Have we used yards? What are we using here? I'm a bit confused.
Which country am I? Playing all these competitions. I was in.
Yeah, love that. So just a little delay while we push the markers back. I reckon it was Ben Dwarshis that spotted it.
Yeah, I think it was actually, because he came to his mark, and we were sort of looking at what he was looking at there, but he couldn't quite understand why. It would make sense, because he'll know where he starts his run up.
And he's like, hang on.
Hang on a second, what's...
I'm starting beyond the fielding circle here.
Exactly. I don't have a 40-yard run up.
So we've almost made the lap around to reposition the markers. I've never seen it before, but you know, these things happen. Just on this kind of next few weeks ahead, Stephen Croft is someone you know well. You play with him, he's a teammate of yours, and we wish him all the best. It's a great opportunity, and it's pretty safe hands, I think, isn't it? It's someone who's the kind of beating heart of the club.
He is. I mean, if anybody knows how this club ticks, you know, it's Stephen. And in terms of 2020 cricket, you don't find a more experienced person, especially domestically, than Stephen Croft, not only in how the game's played, but also how to win. So, you know, there'll be a lot of confidence in the change room that he'll bring, but also a lot of calmness because of that experience.
Well, we shall see how the next month or so of the T20 Blast unfolds. It's a pretty rapid start with three. No pun intended. It is a rapid start against the Rapids, but with 3 games in 4 days. Yeah, can you hit the ground running? We shall see. Here's Ben Dwarshis to get things started with Worcestershire Rapids bowling first, left arm over in towards Luke Wells. That's worked away to the leg side, and there is no run. We've had 7 weeks of championship cricket for both these two sides. I'm not sure how much white ball skills would have been, how much time you can devote to white ball skills in the build-up, but I guess these guys are used to it, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, the setup now is so professional, and like you say, the guys have been doing this for quite a few years now, and the young guys coming through, you know, they're used to this.
There's Dwarshis striding in once more. Floodlights are just flickering on. He's into Wells, who's shimmering forward, but forced to defend. The ball that comes back in towards him, picked up by Brett D'Oliveira, the Worcestershire Rapids skipper, who's at backward point. 2 fielders allowed outside this fielding circle. They've got a third man and a fine leg. So underneath the point and below the hotel. And the 2 fielders are both behind the batter, fine leg, third man. There's a slip in place, and then 2 fielders in the ring on the onside and 4 on the offside. Dwarshis in, play and a miss from Luke Wells, and through to Gareth Roderick, and there's no run. Good start by Ben Dwarshis.
Yes, and I think he's enjoying this breeze coming across him, coming from the leg side to the offside, helping him with a little bit of shape there as well. And you can see Wells there just looking to see if he can give himself a little bit of room, knowing that Dwarshis is going to shape it away from him, try and give him a chance to free his hands a little bit to the offside.
So halfway through the first over, Dwarshis sets off again from the Brian Statham end. Wells standing tall in the crease, carves this one away. And that's rattling its way towards the boundary through extra cover. And Lancashire Lightning are up and running. Wells crunching one through the covers for 4.
Yeah, exactly what Wells has been looking for with that shape. He just needed a little bit of width outside the off stump there, and that's a challenge as a bowler when you're getting a bit of swing, controlling the swing. That time, a little bit of shape gave Wells enough room outside the off stump to let his hands go, and yeah, timed it beautifully.
It's quite a strong breeze, isn't it, that Dwarshis has got pushing into his left-hand side. As he's in and bowls 2 Wells off the back foot, punched away for 4 more. Beautifully timed to double his score. He moves to 8, as indeed the Lancashire Lightning.
As a batsman, you always want to sort of get a sense of what the wicket's like, and I think that shot will make everybody feel pretty confident. That wasn't a bad ball, and he just rocked back and punched it off his back foot and has raced away. I think Point was quite happy that it actually didn't go straight at him. It was only a punch, but it flew, which is a good sign for the wicket and the outfield.
If you're a batting side.
Well, yeah. Well, sorry, I still wear my batting stripes.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
You still picture yourself up in the batting there, aren't you? 8 without loss. 1 ball left for the first over. There's Dwarshis into Wells, and that's run down towards third man. It's gone quickly through the first, looking maybe for a second, but he It's fielded by Ethan Brooks on the third-man boundary. So 9 runs coming off the first over, and bearing in mind there's 3 dot balls to start. A pretty steady start by Lancashire Lightning.
Yeah, very nice, and solid cricket shots as well there from Wells. So, yeah, good solid start. That'll settle the nerves a little bit.
Worcestershire Rapids have 2 pretty impressive overseas bowlers. We've just seen one in Ben Dwarshus, who's played a lot of T20 cricket in all different competitions. I've seen a lot of them in the Big Bash in particular. He always seems to bowl well every time I see him play. At the other end, it's going to be Jacob Duffy. So we've got an Aussie and a Kiwi in tandem here, and Duffy's currently the #1 ranked T20 bowler.
Yeah. Top form, obviously, the rankings don't lie. He's played some great T20 cricket over the last 12 or 18 months, and I'm sure he'll be hoping to put on a bit of a show for everybody here tonight.
Duffy then from the James Anderson end, and with that single from the last ball of the over, Wells is on strike. He's off the back foot and pushing this one away out towards point where D'Oliveira fields, and there is no run. Duffy with Worcestershire, not just for the blast, he has played some championship cricket. In fact, he comes into this fixture on the back of decent performance last time out in the county championship. Picked up a 5 actually in Worcestershire's last game against Warwickshire. In and bowls to Wells, who swings and misses through to Gareth Roderick. Dot ball.
Yeah, that just didn't quite get to Wells. He almost threw the shot a little bit early, banged into the wicket. But you can see the intent. There's no waiting around in T20 cricket. Anything short, anything wide, they'll be going after.
9 without loss. We're a couple of balls into the second over of this opening Vitality T20 blast fixture live from Emirates Old Trafford, watching Duffy for the Rapids in and bowls and worked way off his hip by Wells. Actually probably just got a little bit bigger, almost off just below his rib cage in truth, as he gets right on top of it, pulls it out towards deep square leg for a single, moves on to 10, and he gives his captain a chance because Keaton Jennings will face his first delivery of the evening. Lancashire 10 without loss.
Yeah, it's interesting. So as a batsman, you'll be trying to assess the wicket, and that just made it look like it just stuck in the wicket a little bit there. So you'll be trying to figure out what is a good score tonight that puts the game beyond reach.
Duffy, halfway through his first over, bowls to Jennings, chopped away down through third man and all the way towards the boundary rope. Tom Hindley couldn't get across to his right to cut that off. He's down at third man, but went quite fine. 4 runs to Jennings. He's off the mark straight away.
Couldn't have been better in terms of exactly what Jennings wanted. A bit of width outside off stump, and he didn't have to do anything other than just nicely control it down to third man. So yeah, really nice shot.
14 on the board, and as a result Tom Hindley, he's at third man, just been told to go a little bit finer, so he's moved maybe 10 paces or so to his right down towards the on the boundary. Duffy into Jennings, across the stumps he goes and looks to try and ramp it over the shoulder, trying to find a route to find leg, but Fateh Singh's there for the Rapids to field. He does get through for 1 though, Jennings. He moves on to 5. Lancashire Lightning of 15 without loss, with a delivery to go of the first over. It brings Wells back on strike, and he has faced the bulk of the batting here. 9 deliveries by Luke Wells, just a couple so far for Keaton Jennings. Final ball of the second over. Here comes Duffy, powering in and bowls to Wells. It's popped up towards the onside by Luke Wells, and there is no run. And he looks at his bat, Luke Wells, maybe just got a little higher on the bat than he was expecting. 15 without loss after 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also, as a batsman, new bowler, maybe not have faced him before, and therefore just trying to get used to the kind of bounce there. And it looked like Wells got surprised a little bit on a couple of occasions there with just about how much bounce Duffy actually gets, and he does. He gets from quite a, not at such a high position, gets the ball to actually, steeple on you a little bit, and was wrapping the bat up near the handle quite a few times there.
Yeah, it's a pretty experienced customers. I mean, T20 cricket, well, both these 2 bowlers are. Yeah. Will be a change from this Brian Statham end. It's going to be Adam Finch. So 1 over from Dwarshus, he's replaced, and Finch comes into the attack. But yeah, Duffy and Dwarshus played a lot of T20 cricket. Here is Finch, first bowling change of the evening. Jennings on strike in, and Bowles and angled across the edge of Jennings' bat. Slides past the edge of the bat and through to Gareth Roderick. And there's no run. 15 without loss in the third over, live on Lancs TV and on the BBC Sport website and app for the start of this year's T20 Blast. And we were fearing the worst. Well, I was, because we had so much sunshine for the first 2 months of the season. I was bound to tipple it down when the blast starts, but thankfully it's dry. Sun's gone, but at least it's dry. Here's Finch in, Bowles, scooped away by Jennings, over short fine leg and down towards the boundary. And 4 for Jennings, he moves to 9. Lancashire Lightning are 19 without loss.
Yeah, and that's just, you know, the modern game of cricket there. Not a bad delivery really in normal circumstances, but against a confident batsman who's experienced, who can play 360 cricket. Yeah, that would have been extreme danger in my times. Now it's just knock it down to fine leg for 4.
19 without loss. Finch comes right on over the wicket, and Bowles hammered away through the offside by Jennings. It runs out towards the point boundary. Just be a single, however. Ethan Brooks is lurking below the hotel, the deep point boundary. Single for Jennings. He moves to double figures to join Luke Wells. Lancashire Lightning 20 without loss, halfway through the third over. So in the power play, we're still into the fielding restrictions. Got a deep square leg and wide third man on the rope. Finch in, Bowles again. That's carved away down to third man. Brooks will get there quickly for Worcestershire. Wells moves on to 11. And the score moves on to 21 without loss. It's amazing how you mentioned a kind of teams are quickly adjusting to what would be a good score, and how actually how soon that can happen.
Yeah.
You know, you'd probably go out with a set plan, as maybe a target in mind, as to what you think could be a decent score, and that can get, I guess, pushed up or reduced in a pretty quick period of time. Finch into Jennings, chopped away through the offside. That beats the infield, and that'll reach the rope. Stephen Moore mentioned a pretty fast, firm outfield here, and the ball carries across it nicely for 4 more.
Well, you'll have, as a batsman, we'll know, so I'll speak to the groundsman before. I'll know which wicket we're playing on. I'll know the average score for that wicket. So before you go out, I'll know all the scores for that wicket to sort of set my mind historically, kind of, you know, where we could be if it's a normal wicket, and I'll speak to the groundsman beforehand just to say, is this typical, anything different about this wicket? So you should have a rough idea before you walk out, and then your job in the first few overs is to, especially as opening the batting, to feed back to yourself and to the team. Yeah, I'm up or down from that.
When you say you knew the average score for every wicket, I mean, you were told that, or did you go into it as Finch is in and Bowles turned away by Jennings off his hip out towards deep backward square leg, turns and comes back for 2, 27 without loss. So is it this like your specialist subject? My specialist subject, I know the average score of every pitch at Old Trafford.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm not that sad. No. But it's kept. This is part. I mean, this is part of the sort of the Morsey revolution that, you know, came into England cricket, but also into us here at Lancs. You know, using data as much as you can. So the groundsmen will help us. You know, you know which wicket you're playing on. You capture the scores for each wicket. So a bit of intelligence to help you. So you wouldn't share that with anybody else.
I was quite hoping you were going to say, pitch number 11. The average of that is 165. 27 without loss. 3 overs gone. Here comes Duffy in, and Bowles to Wells. That's a big hit. Wow, from Wells.
Holy smokes.
A dozen rows back, over deep mid-wicket, and then some by Luke Wells. 33 without loss, Wells to 17. It's a huge hit.
I'd like to have had a measure on any of these shots. I mean, that is massive. We're quite a long way over here on the pitch, and that has gone to the longest part of the boundary and cleared it by some distance. That is a massive hit. With the window.
Yeah, true. 17 without loss. That's pushed away down towards backward point for a single this time by Wells. He moves to 18. 34 without loss. That's a big old hit. The wind blowing across left to right, and just helping it on its way. But goodness,
does that count? You know, when they give you the metrics, you know, that 100 meters, apex 60 feet, wind assist, 50 meters a second.
Does it factor in for the wind speed? Yeah. With or without the wind speed, how far would it go and how high would it go? Duffy into Jennings. That's ramped over short, fine leg, down towards the boundary and over the rope, and 4 more. He likes that shot, doesn't he, Keaton Jennings? 38 without loss now, Lancashire Lightning.
Yeah, they're proving to be a nice little foil for each other here, whereas, you know, Wells going hard at the ball, Jennings playing a lot of dinks and ramps. It's difficult to bowl against batsmen that complement each other well, and what you're seeing here is that in play.
It's quite interesting, that, because they're so similar physically. They're obviously 2 tall lads and 2 left-handers, but find different ways of scoring. 38 without loss, hammered away by Jennings. He stands and watches that. 1 bounce and skips over the rope for 4. And Jennings moves on to 24 not out. Lancashire Lightning now 42 without loss.
Yeah, just putting the foot down, accelerating away here a little bit, Lang. So that was definitely a shot of authority, whereas he's been looking before just to sort of use the pace of the ball, run it down to third man, fine leg. That was a stand and deliver shot, like you said.
They've positioned the fielder on the deep mid-wicket boundary, so there is... Oh, they've got too many out the circle here. Oh yeah, mid-wicket's coming up now, so there's a deep backward square leg and a fine leg. Nope, they've changed their mind. And Ed Pollock was in, then he was out, and he was back in, and now he's back out again. So he's gone back out towards deep mid-wicket, and fine leg comes up. So 2 on the leg side boundary, behind square and out at deep mid-wicket. Duffy in and balls to Jennings. And Jennings looks to try and play at that and just help it around the corner. In the end, through to the keeper.
Well, it was a slower bouncer that just caught a little bit by surprise. He kind of picked it a bit late and then tried to hold his shot, and then you're kind of swatting flies as you can see the ball going past your ear, and you're thinking, oh man, that just looks silly now. No, a well disguised slower bouncer there from Duffy.
1 ball left of his second over. 6-1, 4-4 dot. As he got left, again another tweak to the field. Mid-wicket comes in, and fine leg drops back. So deep backward square leg and fine leg now. 42 without loss, Lancashire Lightning. And Jennings pulls, it's in the air, it'll land safely just beyond the fielding circle, and in fact he'll come back for 2. Brooks was coming up from deep backward square leg, and Pollock was running back from inside the circle at mid-wicket, and it fell perfectly from Lancashire's point of view, right in between the pair of them. So 4 overs gone, and it's a pretty good start this, isn't it, by Lancashire Lightning? 44 on the board. They'll be delighted with that. Yeah,
they'll be very happy with the start, and they'll be looking to kick on now. You know, try and breach that 60-run mark after 6 overs, I would have thought, and set themselves up for a nice middle period of the game, if there is middle periods in 2020 now. I think it's just all guns blazing non-stop now, but yeah, they'll be very happy with the start.
Yep, looks like some of the Lanky fans are quite happy with the start as well. We're watching this opening fixture here. Ben Dwarshus returns, left arm over balls, shuffling to the leg side is Wells, and punching away into the off. D'Oliveira, who I suspect will be into the action probably when we get through the power play. He's there to field inside the circle. Wells gets a single. He moves on to 19, 45 without loss. We're in the 5th over. And the fielding restrictions and the power play for the first 6 overs of the match. And then there'll be further fielders beyond the circle. Sweeps around the pitch we're playing on here. Here's Dwarshus in, balls again, that's carved away, high, out towards the offside, and for 6 for Keaton Jennings to bring up the 50. What a way to bring it up too for the Lancashire Lightning skipper. He moves to 32, 51 on the board, and Jennings joins Wells with some big hitting.
That's an extraordinary shot over point there. Hitting with the wind, but still the timing of that was exceptional. Short, wide outside the off stump. It wasn't that wide, but wide enough that he could get his hands through it. And the rate that hit the ball now, extraordinary, carried easily.
I think Luke Wells quite enjoyed watching that, didn't he? Had a good view for it. It's pulled away down to fine leg by Jennings for a single. When they came together there, halfway down the pitch for the kind of fist pump, you sometimes see a little gentle fist pump, don't you? Like, you know, that was a Luke Wells good shot, mate, wasn't it?
He did. It is best seat in the house to watch that, and he definitely got a lot of pleasure out of watching that. I'm not sure Dwarshus did.
No. Wells on 19. Halfway through the 5th, here's Dwarshus In and balls and high to the leg side and in the air, but over the rope. Oh no, it's good work. It's been pushed back over the boundary rope by Tom Hindley. He was probably for a second in with a sniff of taking the catch, and then probably realised he didn't have room for it.
Well, I actually think he did have room for it. I think he, the wind and his positioning just, caught him out. I think he charged in, and then if he had just been stood on the boundary, he would have caught that probably chest high. But he kind of half caught it, half dropped it, and then just thought, okay, fine, I've saved 6.
I'll take that. Here's Dwarshus, balls to Jennings, driven down the ground, on the bounce to mid-on, shy at the stumps, bounces pretty quickly up above the stumps and just past the chest of Ben Dwarshus, as the run-out attempt was in the end from Adam Hose was wide. 53 on the board, 1 ball left in the 5th over. Jennings on 33. Not out, and Dwarshus again wants another change to the field, wants that leg side strengthening, doesn't he, on the leg side boundary. So fine leg comes in, and then 2 fielders drop back towards the leg side boundary, deep square, deep mid wicket. Dwarshus in, and the ramp's in place from Jennings, gets it just about over short fine leg and through for a single. That's the end of the over, which included that terrific shot for 6, and Luke Wells certainly enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was a lot of energy in that fist pump there. He really enjoyed that, and quite rightly. It's been a great start for Lancashire. 54 after 5. It's pretty much textbook stuff.
It's amazing, isn't it? 5 overs in, 2 opening batters here, played some good shots. It feels like, you can just quickly move on, can't you?
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of the game. It's a new day, it's a new game, it's a new format. It's, the past is the past.
Wise words as ever from you, Stephen Moore.
Well, yeah, I've got a few of those in my pocket.
54 without loss. Jennings on 34. Finch comes into the attack from the James Anderson end for the first time tonight. It's dragged away down towards fine leg by Keaton Jennings for a single. And he moves to 35. 55 without loss as we get into the final over of the power play. Scott Reed and Stephen Moore with you for the next few minutes, and then we'll bring Paul Allott and Phoebe Graham into the commentary box as well. If you're with us via BBC Radio Lancashire, just a little heads up that the commentary will continue on our FM frequencies after 7 o'clock tonight. So the cricket to continue on FM after 7 if you're with us on BBC Radio Lancashire. It's on BBC Sport website and app as well. Finch is in and bowls, and that's heaved away off the hip by Wells, down towards fine leg. 4 more to Wells, and chance to wave the 4 signs if you're in the crowd. Wells moves to 24, 59 without loss now.
Yeah, nice use of the feet there, coming down the track, putting the bowler under pressure, forcing him to try and change his length, and he just flicked it off his hip. Nice, confident batting.
Chance to wave the flag. They look quite big flags, don't they? Couldn't they take a bit of waving? 59 without loss. Wells on 24. Finch in and balls to Wells. It's heaved away towards the leg side, out towards wide long on. And 4 more for Wells. Lancashire Lightning push up to 63. Chance to wave the flags again. Wells on 28. Back-to-back boundaries.
Yeah, lovely shot that again. Didn't look like he got all of it, but enough of it to clear the infield, and then nice hard outfield, raced away, big boundary. But once again, hitting with the wind, targeting the big boundary with the wind, proving very successful here for Wells.
It's a blustery evening at Emirates Old Trafford, but at the minute it's a good start here for Lancashire Lightning. Finch balls again, full and straight, and dug out by Wells, up towards mid-on, shy at the stumps from D'Oliveira. I think probably Wells was home pretty quick. D'Oliveira having a shy. They do scramble through for 1. So Wells to 29, 64 on the board. Brings Jennings back on strike. D'Oliveira with a throw. I think Wells was pretty comfortably home. It's the rapid search for their first breakthrough of the evening. We've got a couple of pigeons fluttering around just in front of Keaton Jennings, but they've disappeared to safer ground. Here is Finch, in and balls to Jennings, slower ball, it's pulled, high, over, fine leg, yeah, for 6. It's amazing where they can get these shots, isn't it, and where they can find the boundaries. 6 for Jennings over fine leg, 70 without loss.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got all of that, and I think fine leg thought he was in business, and it just kept flying. I don't know if it was the wind or maybe the pace of the wicket. It didn't look like Jennings was comfortable with the shot, but yeah, in the end, more than enough for it to carry fine leg.
70 without loss. Jennings on to 20, correction, to 41 not out. Final ball of the power play into Jennings, flashed away, leg side, in the air. Has he taken that or just dropped it? No, I think he's just dropped it. He got to it, didn't he? Oh, he knows it too. Ethan Brooks, he got fingers on that. It's a great effort, diving forward. Oh, he got it and dropped it.
Amazing effort that really was. I mean, he was diving full length forward. I mean, that's a teeth breaker, that. Fantastic effort.
End of the over, 7 gone, thanks to Stephen Moore. He'll be back in a second or two. Phoebe Graham and Paul Allott will take you through the next period of the game as we see a replay on that chance. Fingertips to it, just put it down, couldn't quite keep hold of it. The only chance really that the Rapids have been able to conjure up inside these first 6 overs. Just a little brief reminder for you, for listeners who are with us via BBC Radio Lancashire Cricket. Will continue from 7 on our FM frequencies here on Lancs TV, the BBC Sport website and app. 6 overs gone, 71 without loss. Lancashire Lightning. Phoebe Graham, what a flying start.
What an incredible start here by Keaton Jennings and Luke Wells. They look like they're having the time of their lives out there as Worcestershire struggle to contain Lancashire. 71 for no wicket lost from the power play, and a change of bowling as Hindley comes into the attack, and Jennings pushes that back to the bowler for no run. Some exciting cricket here at Emirates Old Trafford, with Hindley in and worked to the leg side for 1 run. So I'm joined by Paul Allott. You enjoyed the start here, Paul?
Well, fantastic, Phoebe, isn't it? Look at that, 72 for not off, 6 overs and 2 balls. Brilliant from the 2 left-handers. They seem freed up. You never know, do you? It's a fresh start, fresh competition.
In and driven over extra cover. That's 2 bounces and over the ropes for 4 runs from Luke Wells. He takes his total up to 37. And there is a sense of freedom.
Well, yeah, members will be saying, well, why don't they play like this in 4-day cricket? You know, a bit of expression and a bit of aggression.
In and work down the onside for 1 run.
I say that half tongue-in-cheek, but to be perfectly honest, they did appear, and I've seen a lot of 4-day cricket this summer, Lancashire's 4-day cricket. They seem to be very timid and almost afraid of expressing themselves.
Jennings drives this back to the bowler, no run.
They won't get that under Stephen Croft, I'll tell you that, because he's always up for a challenge, and will.
In and driven to extra for no run. That'll be the end of the Hindley's over. It goes for 6. Lancashire go up to 77 off their 7 overs.
Yeah, I mean, Crofty will just. It's easy to say go out and express yourself, but he used to do that, just go out and play. But he played in a control way. He really did.
There we go. Who else wants one? Come on, give it a big shout. Come on the front there. There we go. You guys over there. Right, guys. We'll see you again soon. More t-shirts up and down later.
Exhibition stroke play. Some inventive strokes from both of them. Jennings especially getting down on one knee and playing that scoop.
Bowling for the Rapids from these occasions.
And Wells hitting powerfully. Big guys these. These are 6'4", both of them. Strong lads. And they're using all their experience and their power to put the Worcester opening bowlers to the sword. 11 and over is a great start, isn't it, from 7 overs?
Absolutely, and it makes a difference. The messaging coming from Brooks as Brooks comes in and Wells punches that down the ground for 1 run. With the messaging coming from Croft, do you think that makes the players stand up and listen differently?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's obviously well known to them all. He's been around the club for 20 years, so everybody knows who he is, what he stands for, what he's been up to.
Brooks in, and Jennings has a big waft at this.
They know the way he behaves. A lot of the younger lads will have been aware of how he coaches, because even going back 4 or 5 years when I was director of cricket, I was trying to encourage Stephen to develop his coaching, so we had him coaching the academy lads in different aspects of the game.
In, and Jennings punches that through to wide, long on.
So yeah, the younger lads will know him, the older lads will have played with him, and there's nothing concealed about Stephen Croft. He is what he is.
Brooks in, and Wells hits this high and long, going down the throat of the Worcestershire player, and it's taken. Felt like that he'd got more of that, but it just held in the air. And that's the first breakthrough wicket for Worcestershire. Lancashire 79 for 1. Wells departs, a very convincing 35 from just 22 deliveries.
Yeah, fine innings from Wells. Just got under that a little bit. It's very windy here at Emirates Old Trafford this evening. The wind blowing from Stretford towards Manchester, so right across the ground. It was a good catch because it hung up in the air a long time. It would have been affected by the wind, not a breeze. Would have been affected by that, and it was well taken. Adam Hose, the man taking the catch. Cool as a cucumber in front of the pavilion at deep long on.
Absolutely, it was very, very windy day out there, and I think if the ball just holds in that wind, then it can really prevent what looks like a big shot about to clear the boundary, just getting held in that wind. But he's created a great platform there with Keaton. 79 for the first wicket, 7.4 overs bowled, and it's Matty Hurst at the crease as Brooks is in and punched to cover for no run.
Well, Brooks is showing how you can bowl on this pitch. He starts running quite quickly, then slows up as he gets to the umpire, and has bowled nothing more than very slow medium with a little bit of variety in pace and direction.
Brooks in and worked through the leg side, just off the hips for 1 run. Yeah, he's taken a lot of pace off the deliveries in that over as Brooks, and just shown how effective on this wicket it is to take pace off cutters, cross seam. It's the classics at Old Trafford, isn't it?
Well, it is. He's basically giving the batter nothing to work with, no pace on the ball. So they're going to have to try and engineer some shots. Wells falling, trying to force it high over long on. Just bowling back of a length and straight. So no width, no pace, and it's harder to play. But batters are very adaptable in T20 cricket. Keaton Jennings will be assessing how he can play against that sort of bowling. And Brooks may not get such an easy ride in his second over.
Singh coming into the attack, and Hurst works that to long on for a single. Yeah, they've turned to spin now as well of Worcestershire, just to slow the tempo out here and try and contain Lancashire after they've got off to such a powerful start.
Well, Lancashire will be looking, if they're looking to spin, they'll look probably to bowl Wells, and who else have they got?
Singh into Jennings, he works it to mid-wicket for a single.
Oh, Green, of course. Yeah, so those are Lancashire's two slower bowlers, I suppose. Bohannon might bowl a bit. You never know, you can get away with bowling not front line stuff in T20.
In and worked again to long on. Well, that was Crofty's role as well, wasn't it?
I was being kind to Josh Bohannon, wasn't I?
He's picked up a few wickets.
I know. just the occasional one, he has.
It's got a good celebration as well. Yeah. Get the crowd going tonight. Singh in, dragged down and worked round the leg side. They'll just look to get one out there.
Yeah, hit too well to deep square. got to the fielder very quickly, so Jennings no chance of coming back for 2, and he knew that early on.
Sing in and worked over, extra cover. They'll look to come back for 2. It comes into the keeper's end, it's taken, run out.
Out. Well, Matty Hurst didn't run the first one quickly. I think he thought there was only one. He may have thought it was going to go for 4 anyway. Jennings pushed him, and it was a really good piece of fielding. Flat throw with the wind, and Hurst always struggling.
Yeah, he drove that up and through, extra cover. It looked like it had just split the 2 fielders and potentially going for 4, and the Worcestershire player cut that off so well. And you can see he was just caught off guard on that first single.
Just watch him run here, see, stopped. He thought he'd hit it well enough to go for 4, and then ambled, really. Got to get a shift on Hursty, and it was one or two things wrong with that. Hesitated at the start, ambled the run, touched down way past the popping crease, and then didn't have the guts to say no. Apart from that, it was a good effort.
Good piece of fielding.
It was good fielding, really good fielding.
2 quick wickets in concession there for Worcestershire as Ashton Turner, the powerful Australian, comes to the crease. Impressed with this signing?
Yeah, good signing. Quality player, isn't he, Turner? I think they've got 2 good overseas players, Green and Turner. Lancashire, that's a good feather in the cap for Mark Chilton.
Sing in and punch to cover for a single. Good running by the 2 of them. Just soften his hands on that one, so was able to run to cover in the ring. 86 for 2. Good couple of overs from Worcestershire here to really pull this back. After an exceptional power play for Lancashire.
Well, yeah, difficult to keep going at 11 and over, but Lancashire, and the fall of a wicket just checks you a little bit as well. But it's incumbent on the players that are in, or the batter that's remaining in, so Keaton Jennings in this case, to keep that score ticking over. Turner will push for 1s and 2s initially.
Brooks in and driven wide of long off, but they'll just get the single. So they cut it off well. See Brooks taking all the pace off the ball here, making it really difficult for the Lancashire players to try and get any power behind that. Brooks comes into Jennings on 46. Jennings drives that wide of mid-off again. Turner looks for the 2, but they'll just get the single. You can see they've got long on and long off really wide here just because of the pace of the ball.
Yeah, trying to cover as much ground as possible. Just looking at Ashton Turner's career, he's played 9 ODIs and 19 T20Is for Australia.
Brooks bowls that into the pads and they work that for 1. You can see as Brooks is running in, he's got the grip, the grip of the ball covered with his non-bowling hand. So he's not giving anything away.
I could never run up like that. It felt horrible.
No.
A lot of bowlers do it now.
You can see he's potentially set up as a knuckleball here as that drifts into Jennings, and he works this nicely on the leg side for 2.
The big boundaries tonight here at Emirates Old Trafford. So plenty of space in between the fielders patrolling those boundaries, and even then the fielders are 10 paces in from the rope. But it's a huge expanse away on Jennings' leg side towards the new hotel.
As Brooks comes in, Keaton works that to short third for no run.
Yeah, it's one of those shots that Jennings loves to play, that little dab down to third man, but the 2 fielders there quite close together behind square on the offside, so the gap's not huge.
As Brooks comes in, takes all pace off again, and they work that out to long off, And he sends Turner back, and that'll be Jennings 50. As he points his back to the pavilion and the clubhouse. 50 from 30, an exceptional start to his Vitality Blast campaign.
Yeah, I'm pleased for Keaton Jennings. He's a man under pressure a couple of weeks ago, so much so that he stepped down from the captaincy of the 4-day team, but stayed on as captain in this blast, and has come out, opened the inning, won the toss, batted first, and has gone through to a half-century, and a quick one at that. Off how many balls did he face? Just 30 balls.
Yeah, it's part of the game that he's really been working on over the years, his T20. D'Oliveira comes into the attack and he drives that down the ground. Ooh. And the fielder fumbles that as they come back for 2. Poor bit of work from Tom Hinckley down at long on. D'Oliveira in, and big thick inside edge down to short 45.
Nicely bowled that from D'Oliveira. Just gave it a little bit more air, held it back a bit. Jennings ended up having to reach for it, looking to hit it through the offside, got an inside edge, and picked up a single. It's good bowling.
Yeah, it's been proven tricky taking pace off the ball outside of the power play here, and even the spinners, when they've taken even more pace off and held the length, it's been really tricky to score. As Oliveira does that big appeal.
2 top balls in succession from D'Oliveira, one held back and flighted beautifully at Jennings, and the next one hurried through, scurried onto the pads of Turner.
D'Oliveira in reverse sweep and stopped brilliantly by short 45, but they come through for the single. Little ripple of applause for that piece of fielding. Did well to just almost dive on top of the ball there. D'Oliveira in and worked through the leg side for a single. Just 5 off the over so far. This is where you've got to play a little bit of a tactically different game at Emirates Old Trafford. Really try and hit the pockets hard. Run 2s, 3s if you can. D'Oliveira in and work to long on for another single. Just 6 off the over. That's really well bowled from D'Oliveira as the spin continues to be effective here at Emirates Old Trafford.
Really good comeback this by Worcestershire in the field. They've brought the slower bowlers on, spin and slow medium pace. Lancashire was 77 without loss after 7, and now 98 for 2. So they've scored 21 and lost 2 wickets in the last 4 overs. So that is a really good comeback by the fielding side, and it just goes to show what you can do when you think that the batting side has got away. Keaton Jennings gets his 50 and acknowledges the applause of the crowd all the way around Emirates Old Trafford.
Lancashire 98 for 2 as Hindley comes back into the attack. In and reverse sweeps and stopped again by 45 for 1 run. He's looking to go to that option but doesn't quite get hold of it as it goes up and over the keeper's head. Hindley into Jennings, and Jennings goes wide of long on. Cut off in the deep, and they come back for 2. $100 up for Lancashire. Big ripple of applause from what's quite a good crowd here at Emirates Old Trafford tonight.
Yeah, I think they'd sold 4,000 tickets prior to the game. There'll be a few turned up as well with the weather being okay.
Hindley in and missed out on a wide one there, did Keaton, but the umpire signals a wide. Still 4 balls to come. Disappointed he didn't cash in there. There's a big hoik into the leg side for 6. He picks the ball well, does Keaton, down on one knee. And a big slog sweep with the wind. And into the big boundary here at Emirates Old Trafford.
Meaty shot that from Keaton Jennings. Just admired it as it went over the rope for 6, didn't bother moving.
Hindley in and worked off his hip as they look to come back for 2, and they do come back for 2. It's really good running, and the crowd enjoy that just as much as they come back for 2.
Jennings applauding Turner as he did the tumble turn and didn't bother actually looking. He just sort of assessed that there was going to be 2 there and went head down and gone.
Hindley in and worked into the leg side as they look to come back for 2 again. They're really challenging the fielder out there, and again the crowd are behind them tonight. 2 more to the total.
$15 off the over so far, 15 off the over so far.
Hindley in and big slog sweep again. Is it into the deep? It's taken. No, it's not. He pushed it back. He's taken it. It's a great catch. What a fantastic piece of work in the deep from Worcestershire. It was clearing the ropes. He went with it, threw it back and dived full stretch. It was going to take something special to dismiss Keaton Jennings tonight, and he departs 66 from his 37 deliveries.
What's a really fine innings from Keaton Jennings, 66 from 37. He was just a yard off making that yet another 6. It's a brilliant piece of fielding. Ethan Brooks, the fielder, who caught it inside the boundary, threw it in the air, and he thought he'd thrown it too far back into the ground, but managed to turn and dive full length forward and hung on to the ball as it came back down to earth. Brilliant fielding from Brooks, really good.
Lancashire 112 for 3 as debutant Jones joins Turner at the crease. In and worked down to long on for a single.
Yeah, Michael Jones was down to come in at number 4. He slipped down to 5 with Turner coming in front of him. But Jones, who started off in the Lancashire team for the first 3 4-day games, I think, two or 3, and hasn't been able to regain his place, but he's in this side now and on strike.
Sing into Jones, works that into the leg side for 1 run. Well, it's taken something special to get rid of Keaton Jennings tonight. That was a superb piece of work by Hindley on the boundary.
Yeah, it was Brooks, I think.
With Brooks on the boundary, bowled Hindley. Sorry. Driven through extra cover for a single.
It's becoming, I wouldn't say commonplace, but it's becoming more often seen now, where the fielder takes the catch, knows he's going to run over the boundary, throws it up in the air before he crosses the boundary and then comes back. But each time you see it, it is pretty special.
Sing in and worked to point for a single. Yeah, they don't get boring to catches like that, do they?
No.
The athleticism in cricket is just getting more and more impressive every year. That's becoming a norm now, taking those sort of catches. Whereas a few years ago that would have been Sing in and driven back to the bowler.
Well, you'd just scored it and run on over the boundary, wouldn't you? That's what you'd have done. Tried desperately to sort of not to overbalance, and hopping around on 1 foot and then fall over comically.
Sing in and work to extra cover for no run. Another good over from Singh. 10 from his 2. It's Lancashire 116 for 3.
Yeah, benefit of taking a wicket again there. 4 singles and 2 dots from that last over. So 13 gone, 116 for 3. Lancashire will be eyeing 200.
They'll still be happy with this platform they've created. 7 overs to go, 116 for 3. It's just a case of either Turner or Jones being there at the end and really capitalising on knowing the conditions, because it's going to be hard to come out and score from ball 1 with this slower pace bowlers. Brooks in and driven down to mid-off for a single.
He's been the star of the show for Worcester so far. Brooks 1 for 10 off his 2 overs and 1 ball on that brilliant catch out at deep mid-wicket. We didn't even mention the fact that there's a howling gale blowing ball over his head as well as he was trying to catch that.
That's why I thought the ball would have kept going, actually. Brooks in and work back to the bowler for no run.
He runs in like a long jumper who's lost his run.
Yeah.
Starts off quickly, then sort of stops, then hops, then starts again. Off-putting, I would suggest.
Brooks in, he takes pace off again and works that out to mid-off. They look to come back for a 2, do they? Yes, they do.
He's almost stationary when he delivers the ball, isn't he? Goes against all the principles of bowling. Start off quick in your run and then slow to almost a standstill as you deliver it.
And then you can see he's changing his grip all the time. He's got a knuckleball, he's bowling cutters, anything to just take pace off. Brooks in and work down to long on for a single. It's a really brilliant spell. To take anything on into the leg side as well, you're taking on a huge gale force wind. As Brooks in, carve to cover, no run.
Again, this good comeback continues from the Worcester bowlers.
I think Lancashire can take a lot from this as well, can't they, in terms of how they've bowled and changed the momentum of the game since the power play. Brooks in and punch down to long on for a single. Look to come back for 2, but a good piece of work by Ed Pollock in the deep. And Lancashire are 121 for 3 off 13 overs. They've pulled this back well here of Worcestershire. There was 77 for no wicket after 7 overs. Who wants a t-shirt? So certainly managed to contain things.
Give us a big cheer if you want a t-shirt. Come on. Give us some shout. Some stuff. One up there at the back there. Who wants one? Come on, shout for it if you want one. Here we go. One more over there. Here we go. Who wants it? Hey, Stan, give me some noise. Come on. There we go. Well done, guys.
Turner out towards the leg side for a single. Thank you, Phoebe. Go and rest your croaky voice on the back of your celebrations, your crazy celebrations in Taunton after a fabulous night for Lancashire Thunder on Monday. 122 for 3. Turner on strike, hit back over the bowler's head, bouncing down towards the boundary at straight long off, just for a single. Yes, many congratulations to Phoebe and the rest of the Lancashire Thunder team. T20 Women's County Cup winners on Monday. I think Phoebe was singing long into the evening on the karaoke machine. Sing in bowls, driven away by Jones off an inner half of the bat, bouncing up towards long on for 1 run. 124 for 3.
Monday was a slow day for Phoebe. Deservedly.
Absolutely. We're back with double headers this Saturday, actually. Singh comes in and bowls to Turner. That's carved away through the offside out toward deep backward points. It'll reach the rope. It's 4 for Turner. He moves to 16. 128 for 3 now in the 15th over.
That was a lovely shot. That it wasn't a bad ball, that, but wonderful fast hands from the off stump there, and just whipped it through point.
Shimmy out the way by the square leg umpire, Richard Illingworth. dancing to his right to get out the way of that from Turner. He's on 16. Sweeps this time out towards deep backward square leg for 1. 129 for 3. Yes, Saturday, double header here at Emirates Old Trafford. And we are underway at midday for Lancashire Thunder against the Blaze. And then from 4 p.m. for Lancashire Lightning against the Notts Outlaws. Seeing in, Bowles, low full toss, and Michael Jones drives that down the ground for a single. Takes his score 2-7, and he keeps the strike as well. 15 overs gone here on Lancs TV, on the BBC Sport website and app, and across BBC Radio Lancashire, where the Lancashire Lightning are batting first. They're 130 for 3, 5 overs gone. We mentioned, Steve, when we were on earlier on in the piece about scores being readjusted quickly, or what's a competitive score. There's a fair chance that after 6 overs, Lancashire Lightning are maybe thinking something a little bit more than what they're currently likely to get.
Yeah, I mean, I think you don't know until you've seen all the bowlers come through, but yes, they would have been looking at somewhere in the region of 170 as sort of like a top-end score here, and going north or south of that.
Here comes Brooks in, Bowles off the back foot by Jones, forced away through the offside, out towards deep backward point. Good tumbling stop on the boundary, and they might flirt with 3. They kind of semi-do, but not for long. It's a very small flirt for 3. Just in the end, a couple added to the score. So 132 for 3. Jones on 9.
One of the big questions when you play at Old Trafford is always about the turn. So until you've seen that first few overs of spin, you're never quite sure.
In comes Brooks, Bowles again, pace off, pushed back towards him by Jones. And there is no run. Yes, it's I mean, dating back to, you mentioned that Peter Moore's era of T20 cricket here that you were involved in. We're kind of going back to that. It's played such a huge part, hasn't it, in games here?
Yeah, key to our success.
Brooks to Jones. Again, pace off and off the back foot, driven through mid-off for a single. He's on to 9. And that's not just necessarily the nature of the pitches here, is it? It's the kind of the dimensions of the ground too. Absolutely, yeah, and that's one of the key things. Yeah, you don't see the boundary brought in. In fact, there was always a fun argument between the Sky TV cameras and Moisey going out, as one would be dragging the boundary in and the other would be pushing the boundary out. Turner drives again through wide mid-off, hurries for the first, turns, and they come back for a second. And Turner squeezes 2 to move on to 19, 135 for 3. But you have to play to your strengths. So, you know, we had, you know, just wonderful one-day spinners in Keedy and Parry, and that were just fantastic. So we knew they could win us games in the middle, so we'd play to their strengths. Brooks for the Rapids in, Bowles pulled by Turner, front of square on the leg side for 1. Takes him to 19 not out. Lancashire Lightning to 136 for 3. 1 delivery to go of the 16th over, and then 4 remaining for Lancashire Lightning. Fielding positions are out on the boundary, at cover, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg. In comes Brooks and Bowles. It's wide, it's carved up and over extra cover. It'll be bouncing over the rope. In fact, he may have cleared the rope. What's going to be the outcome? Yes, it's 6. He's hit it for 6 over extra cover as Michael Jones. 143 for 2, for 3 rather. Oh, wonderful shot that over extra cover. Yeah, he's hit that from the crease. He is hitting it with the wind, but to the long boundary. I mean, that's gone over extra cover, and it must have gone at least 75, 80 meters. Incredible shot. The power that these batsmen have now, I mean, I just find it extraordinary, you know, watching the IPL now, but you know, come here and watch the T20 Blast. You know, that kind of hitting was the exception, you know, in my day. Now, pretty much to a man, they can all just hit the ball just so extraordinarily sweetly. Techniques have changed. People say bats, but I just think that, you know, these guys train like that now, and you're seeing the results of that training, and it's so wonderful to watch. That's quite interesting, that, because you hear a lot, oh, the bats, it's the bats, but you're not having that. No, the bats make a little bit of difference. They have, yeah, but they're incremental. No, I mean, the fundamental difference to the power, the speed, is the training that these guys put in now. There's Ben Dwarshus in and Bowles. It's wide and pulled by Turner out towards deep mid-wicket. 1 bounce just in front of Brooks on the mid-wicket boundary. Turner moves to 21, 143 for 3.
But the techniques, batting techniques have changed completely as well. You know, the way you set up now, where your hands are, the kind of things that you prioritize in terms of your setup, they're different. And yeah, mostly that is down to enabling you to generate that kind of power that the guys have now.
143 for 3. We're in the 17th over. Ben Dwarshuis for Worcestershire. Left arm over. Balls flashed away by Jones. Out towards the leg side. Again, Brooks coming up quickly from the boundaries. Good fielding that, because Lancashire had a fancy 2 there. And Brooks is quickly up from the rope to deny the chance of a second.
Yeah, it's such a tough job here tonight at Old Trafford. That's such a big boundary, and you normally have to take 2. But with the wind coming that direction there as a fielder, you don't know, do I need to be on the boundary to cover the wind, and do I need to come in to stop the 2? Yeah, not an easy job tonight for them.
144 for 3. Dwarshuis to turn it short and wide. He's uppercut it down towards the 3rd man boundary. Will it skip away towards the rope? It will. The chase was on. Fatih Singh trying to chase up with it and catch up with it. In the end, he was just watching it fly over the rope for 4 more. 148 for 3.
I'm not quite sure how he got bat on that. The ball must have been almost above his head, wide outside the off stump, and he kind of ramped it, but had to sort of jump up and reach it at the same time. It was an extraordinary shot to be able to actually get it away for 4.
This is T20 game number 218 for Ashton Turner.
Good numbers there.
Yep, strike rate of 140 T20 cricket. I guess you look at that more than you look at an average, don't you, in T20 cricket? 16 50s, top score of 84 in his T20 career. Hammers it away through the offside. It beats D'Oliveira inside the circle. Pollock comes round to scoop it up, sends it in, but they have forced 2. 27 now to Turner, and that brings up the 150 for Lancashire. 150 for 3. In the 17th over. Turner on 27, making his Lancashire debut. Ashton Turner. Dwarshuis, left arm round the wicket, driven down the ground. 1 bounce, skips over the rope. It does. Turner gets 4 more. He moves to 31. This is really good from Ashton Turner. 154 for 3.
Yeah, that's such a beautifully controlled shot. That, I mean, he could not have hit that any straighter. If he drew a line from middle stump to middle stump down to the boundary, the ball followed that all the way. No overhitting, just controlled, beautiful striking of the ball.
154 for 3. 1 ball left in the 17th over, 3 to go. Lancashire Lightning batting first here. Won the toss and fancied a bat first. There's Dwarshuis in to Turner, short and wide. It's in the air and it will be caught at short fine leg by Singh. Inside the circle, Turner playing for the team, looking for boundaries. In the end, he sliced one up towards Singh, who takes a pretty routine catch. First wicket for Ben Dwarshuis. And Lancashire Lightning lose their 4th. 154 for 4.
Yeah, clever bowling, a little bit like the one earlier on in the over where he managed to carve it over 3rd man for 4. This time a little bit of pace off, a little bit wider, and couldn't quite get enough bat on it this time to carry, so just lobbed up. Simple catch, short 3rd man. Nice little cameo innings there. A little bit of much needed wicket as well for Worcestershire to try and stem the flow of runs.
31 of 24 for Ashton Turner. And here comes Chris Green. He was such a wonderful player last season for all sorts of different reasons. He was one of our favourite players to watch, wasn't he? He was brilliant.
He just, seems like a really fantastic character to have around, and full of energy. It was just, the way he interacted not with the players but with the crowd as well, and just a real character. Lovely to see on a cricket pitch.
It won't be too long before we see his smile. $1 million smile, Chris Green.
I'm sure his Instagram account is loving it.
I'm sure. 154 for 4. Right, here we go. Singh in and balls to Jones. That's nudged away towards the leg side. And he moves on to 18. It's 155 for 4. He's actually signed it's not just for this season, Chris Green. He's signed I think it's for this season and next season as well. It's definitely at least a multiple year contract. I think it may have been 2-year deal. Such was the way that I think everyone kind of took to him last year. With what he brought both on and off the field. Singh into green. First ball, he's hit it right back down and he's caught by Singh off his own bowling. Green turns and departs back towards the dressing room. 155 for 5. It can be a cruel game, this, can't it?
As anticlimaxes go, and that's about as good as you get that. Yeah, we set him up a treat there, didn't we?
We did.
Unfortunately, he's not smiling. We're not going to be seeing that smile on the way back. That was a pretty tame shot. Just prodded forward, half hitter, and chipped it back to the off spinner. I don't think you'll be looking at the replays of that, unfortunately.
Luke Wells and Keaton Jennings putting on 79 for the first wicket. Wells out for 13-5 was the first to fall. Jennings going up to make 66. Lancashire at that stage were 85 for 2. Worcestershire was in the 9th. Worcestershire Rapids here with 4 balls left at the 18th over. Lancashire 155 for 5. Enjoying a pretty decent back half of the innings. Jack Blatherwick is the new batsman to come out and join Michael Jones. 155 for 5 to Singh with his first wicket, then chipped back towards him by Chris Green. Brings Blatherwick, new batsman, out to the middle off the back foot. Can he find a way through the offside? He can. Just gets underneath the body of Brett D'Oliveira. Turns and comes back for 2. Good fielding out on the wide long off boundary. So Blatherwick gets his first runs. 157 for 5, halfway through the 18th over. Singh in, bowls down the pitch comes Blatherwick. Plenty of height. Has he got enough to clear the man? I don't think he has. He hasn't. Caught out on the long off boundary. Blatherwick departs. It's 2 in the over for Singh. And Lancashire Lightning is 6 down now. 157 for 6. Kashi Valley with the catch. Safe pair of hands on the long off boundary.
Yeah, good intent to come down, but wasn't quite at the pitch of the ball. Committed to the shot, but didn't get enough bat on it, even with the wind. Some catch down at long off. You can see the impact, though, this is having on the Lancashire innings, losing a little bit of steam. They would have been comfortably looking at, in the 170s, 180s, 190s even. And this is just slowing them down. Importantly, the impact the spinners have had on the game as they've come on in this second half.
So, well, it's just what was said before, wasn't it? It's such a key feature of T20 cricket here. Spin in the game. Bohannon's a new batter forward, defends, just pushing it back towards Singh, who quickly is darting away to his right to field off his own bowler. And there's no run. 2 for 22. This is the final ball of what has so far been a very good night for him. Oh, it's chipped, it's in the air off the back foot by Bohannon, in between bowler and short cover. And Kashif Ali comes up from the boundary to field. Excellent stuff by Fatty Singh. That's a really good 4-over spell. 4 overs, 2 for 21, I think, or 22. Super stuff.
Yeah, a wonderful spell. Just what Worcester needed to try and wrestle this game back into control. And just looking at the difference, we're talking about there, the impact of spin, the slower bowlers going for just over a run a ball, around a run a ball, and all the pace on bowlers going at over 10s. So it's definitely 2 forms of the game here at Old Trafford tonight, and typically often is.
2 overs left for Lancashire Lightning. Jacob Duffy returns. He's got 2 overs to bowl. Gone for 23. He's in from the Brian Statham end. He's got Josh Bohannon on strike. Leg side fielders at fine leg, deep backward square leg, deep mid wicket and long gone. Here is Duffy in and bowls. It's run down towards short third by Josh Bohannon. Well, he gets a single. And he gets Michael Jones on strike, because Jones been out there for a little while now. He's 18 not out from 14 balls faced. Potentially Jones here having to shoulder the brunt of the work. Potentially try and face as much of the bowling as he can. It's been a good night for Duffy. He's bowled nicely here for the Rapids. Sets off again into a strong breeze to his left-hand side. Throws that outside the off stump. It's chopped away by Jones. Just bouncing up towards the edge of the field in circle, where D'Oliveira is quickly across to his right to field. as ever, D'Oliveira kind of lurking in at short extra cover, isn't he? A kind of backward point of short extra cover is in those key positions. Skipper for the Rapids. Just marshalling his troops here, just pushing backward point. A little finer. 2 inside the circle, behind square on the leg side. Swing and a miss from Bohannon rather, through to the keeper. And there's no run, bit of pressure on here, isn't there? And you come out right at the back end of the innings.
Yeah, it's, you know the pressure's going to be on you. You've got to try and keep the momentum going, especially after a good start. You've seen the guys carting around all over the ground, and you come in and you swing and miss, and the blood pressure goes up again.
160 for 6. Duffy into Bohannon, fires in the Yorker, digs it out, squirts it away towards the leg side. He'll come hustling back for a couple. Josh Bohannon doubles his score, moves from 2 to 4. 162 for 6.
Yeah, a nice quick run too, but they really need some boundaries now, Lancs, just to build that momentum to go into the half-time interval.
6-2 for 6. Bohannon waits, in comes Duffy. Is he cleared mid-off? No, he's caught. Bohannon departs for 4. Duffy gets his first wicket. And a good catch from Tom Hindley. He's running backwards from the edge of the circle. Managed to pluck the ball in both hands. Lancashire Lightning lose the 7th one, 6-2 for 7.
Yeah, nicely positioned there. He was right on the edge of the ring from the moment the ball was bowled, waiting for that shot. Ran back and nice comfortable catch over his head. Good attempt again from Bohannon, but just not quite the execution. Didn't quite get it out the middle of the bat. Getting into the breeze.
Wood. He's out to join Michael Jones. Chance to have a picture taken with Likey.
Very photogenic. The kids are queuing up. Brilliant.
162 for 7. One ball to go of the 19th over, and 6 deliveries left in the innings. Duffy. Only gone for 4 so far. It's a terrific penultimate over. Can he get through it without conceding a boundaries around the wicket to Wood? Wood drives away into the offside. It will just be the single. On the back of an excellent over from Fatty Singh in the previous over, Jacob Duffy's coming back it up with another terrific 6 deliveries. 1 over left, 163 for 7.
Yeah, showing all his experience there, just what Worcester need. Really carrying on from the good bowling from the spinners there. And Worcester are really looking quite good here. Now, I know that Lancashire have got a good total on the board. It'll be competitive no matter what. But you do want to have a little bit of momentum to take you into the change room. So if Worcester can back this up now with another good over here, they'll definitely go into the change room a little bit high with a bit more energy, feel like they can chase this down. If Lancashire can go and get 2 or 3 boundaries, maybe a couple of 6s or something like that, that can just suddenly shift the mindset. And they're important factors, especially when a game's likely to be tight.
Wood certainly could do that. He's got that within his reach, hasn't he? He's got Ben Dwarshis, though. He sets off to end the innings. That's cut by Wood just for a single towards Ed Pollock on the point boundary. Wood moves to 2. 164 for 7. It's interesting that we say that quite a bit up in the commentary box, but you've been in these positions that you can take that momentum, even just a boundary or 2 here can change it potentially.
Absolutely, yeah. It really makes such a difference to your energy levels and your sort of the way you feel, your mood when you have those little moments. And just before you go into a break, they're really important periods.
What can Michael Jones do? 19 not out. Dwarshis in, bowls, it's wide, it's hammered away, but underneath it is Kashir Fali. No, he's not, it's over the top of the fielder at long off. For a second, he looked like he was setting himself for a catch and quickly realised Jones had swatted that away pretty emphatically for the 6 that maybe Lancashire were hoping to try and find. 170 for 7 now.
Yeah, hitting slightly with a wind there, but wonderful power strike there. You can see him load up on his back leg. He was always going to go after that. It was 6 or out, really. And a beautiful strike over long off.
Moves to 25. Dwarshis in, balls, that's pulled out towards the leg side, bouncing out to deep square leg. And He's on to 26. 171 for 7. And Luke Wood back on strike. 26 not out from 17 for Michael Jones. These, I mean, we mentioned the 31 from Ashton Turner, 31 from 24, the 26 from 17. These are important runs, aren't they?
Vital, absolutely.
3 balls left, 171 for 7. Dwarshus to Wood. Well, that's an inside edge past the keeper. It's gone for 4. Frustration for the Rapids. Lancashire will not care. Another boundary. They've got 10 runs off the last 2 deliveries. Streaky, but they all count. 175 for 7.
Absolutely. No fielders there. You can see both bowler and batsman know what the game plan is. Luke Wood almost standing outside off stump, trying to target, even though it's a big boundary. He's going to hit with the wind. Dwarshus knows that, and he's hanging the ball out there on the offside.
175 for 7. 2 balls left. Dwarshus in, ball, slower ball, which he's pulled. It's in the air out towards square leg. It'll bounce safe. As Hindley comes up from the boundary. And Wood moves to 7, and Lancashire to 176 for 7. 1 ball remaining. It's a free hit, effectively, this, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's a very simple game plan as a batsman. Not overcomplicating your game plan right now. No.
What are you doing right now?
You're trying to divert air traffic control if you can.
Let's see what Jones can do. Final ball of the innings, 26 not out. In comes Dwarshus, balls to Jones, swings through to the keeper. They'll run anyway. It'll be run out, but it was worth a go. And that is the end of the 20 overs. Lancashire finish on 176 for 7 from their 20 overs. Wood sprinted off because he's about to open the bowling. Michael Jones has finished unbeaten on 26. We'll get Stephen's thoughts on that in a second. I know we're going to catch a word or two from Michael Jones, who's heading out. In fact, we can do that just about now. Let's head outside. Fraser Dainton has got Michael Jones with him.
He's literally just on his way over here to the boundary. Michael Jones just getting the congratulations of his captain, Keaton Jennings, there after a terrific innings and his first game as a T20 player for Lancashire. Well done today. How was that in terms of your first taste of T20 in the Red Rose?
Yeah, very enjoyable. I think we've got a decent score on the board, so hopefully we can defend it now. And yeah, just love being out there.
What was it like standing there on the sidelines watching the opening pair smash it all over the place there?
Exciting, yeah. It filled me with confidence. You know, the boys got away to a really, really good start, and it made our lives easier coming in, knowing that was a bit less scoreboard pressure and we can go out there and express ourselves. So.
And a useful 26 for yourself. You must be really pleased with that.
Yeah. I would have loved a few more, obviously. I felt like I got a little bit starved to strike towards the end there, just the way the game went. But yeah, pleased with the start. Obviously, a couple of sixes, so that's pretty cool.
176, that's a good competitive total. How confident are you'll be able to defend that now?
Yeah, very confident. Yeah, we've got quality bowlers, so yeah, just hopefully we can get a win on the board and get some momentum going.
Well done today. Thanks, Michael. Speaking of bowlers, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, keep your eyes on the first ball from the first bowler of Lancashire, because the Emirates first ball flyer is up for grabs very soon. 2 tickets for the plane to Dubai, courtesy of our principal sponsors, Emirates, if the first ball of the first Lancashire bowler goes for a wicket. So, ladies and gentlemen, if that happens, keep your eyes on the screen. Get involved on the socials. Send us a tweet, send us a message on Instagram. Let us know how excited you are for the Emirates first ball flyer. If a wicket goes on the first ball, somebody here at Emirates Old Trafford could be going to Dubai.
Two names, rich in history. Barton's, our family-run business with over 100 years of experience in drinks distribution, and Lancashire Cricket, a club drenched in tradition, heritage and globally recognised moments. Since 1917, Barton's has been supplying the finest wines, soft drinks and premium beverages across the UK, partnering with world-class brands to bring unforgettable experiences to every occasion. Now, we're excited to announce we will be bringing that same passion to cricket fans at Emirates Old Trafford. As the official wine, spirits and soft drinks partner of Lancashire Cricket, we're elevating matchday experiences, hospitality and celebrations across the next 3 years. From the first ball to the final cheers, Barton's is here to make every moment one to savour. Keep an eye out for some familiar brands such as Guinness, Celavino, VK Hooch and Britvic. Barton's and Lancashire Cricket, partnership built on passion, unforgettable moments and history.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary.
Welcome to the opening day. Oh, that is a wonderful shot.
This is a call for hungry dreamers and hard-working self-believers. Success is down to more than just luck and talent. It's striving to be the best, breaking the boundaries and never giving up. Are you ready to become your best self? Are you ready to unlock your greatness? So what are you waiting for? This is Education Evolved. This is UA 92.
When I was a kid, there was no professional women's cricket. I didn't even think that women could be professional sports people.
Especially early on, it just didn't really seem like there was a career in it.
To support myself around cricket, I had to work at the petrol garage.
I was the only girl, so I stood out.
I'd love for young girls to be able to dream about being an athlete and it to be achievable.
Thanks to the Hilton funding my contract, it's allowed me to play the game that I love all day, every day.
We're like an engine and we need to be fueled with the right gas.
Without funding, we can't be visible. You can't be what you can't see.
As a team, it feels like we're breaking boundaries.
Thunder and Lancashire always want to put women's cricket at the forefront, and now I think that's really shining through.
It's mad to think that without the Hilton funding, like, we wouldn't be playing cricket every day, training.
Well, we could be, but we wouldn't have any money.
We wouldn't, yeah, true.
I've made my way over to C Stand to speak to some of the fans that are here. I'll go around everybody. What are your names?
My name is Joseph.
Asha.
Hanok.
What's your name?
It's Beth.
Beth, okay. Just have a look, because Beth's got a picnic down here by the looks of things, which looks amazing. There's dandelion and burdock in there. There's digestives. Somebody's up here, look, you've got fruit and all kinds of stuff going on here. Oh, look at this. Ah, there he is, our favourite Lanky. That's great. Right, so guys, what do you think of it all so far?
I would have wanted probably 15, 20 more runs, but I think it's defendable.
Yeah, you think that's a good total? Do you think Lancashire are going to win now?
I think we could win, yeah.
What are you looking forward to in the second innings? Are you looking for loads of wickets, I guess, are you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now speaking of which, let you into a little thing that's going on here today. Have a good look at the first ball for the first Lancashire bowler, because if that's a wicket, somebody, maybe even one of you guys, could be winning 2 tickets to Dubai, courtesy of our principal sponsors, Emirates. It's the Emirates first ball flyer. So the cameras will be scanning around. So I want you guys, if that happens, to be waving like crazy, okay? How do you fancy a couple of tickets to Dubai? How would that be?
I'd love to go to Dubai.
Have you ever been before?
No, never.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? You know, fantastic restaurants and hotels, all that kind of stuff. How much would you enjoy that if you were going to go to Dubai?
I think the wife would already decide that she's taking somebody that she wants to go with.
Not you, then?
No, I don't think so.
That's terrible, isn't it? What about you? How would you fancy a couple of days in Dubai, a couple of weeks? That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I think that would be pretty fun, yeah.
Fantastic. What about all you guys around at the back? You're going to keep your eyes open for the screen. Who fancies a couple of tickets to Dubai? Yeah, absolutely, all of you. Brilliant. Okay, so as I say, it's all down to the first ball from the first Lancashire bowler. If that is a wicket, then courtesy of Emirates, somebody in here is going to be winning 2 tickets to Dubai. Don't forget, give us a tweet, send us a message on Instagram, get in on the socials, let us know where you are, anywhere in the world watching the game today. Let us know what you think, how it's all going, how you're enjoying it. Are Lancashire going to win this game? Everybody here seems pretty confident.
When I was a kid, there was no professional women's cricket. I didn't even think that women could be professional sports people.
Especially early on, it just didn't really seem like there was a career in it.
To support myself around cricket, I had to work at the petrol garage.
I was the only girl, so I stood out.
I'd love for young girls to be able to dream about being an athlete and it to be achievable.
Thanks to the Hilton funding my contract, it's allowed me to play the game that I love all day, every day.
We're like an engine and we need to be fueled with the right gas.
Without funding, we can't be visible. You can't be what you can't see.
As a team, it feels like we're breaking boundaries.
Thunder and Lancashire always want to put women's cricket at the forefront, and now I think that's really shining through.
It's mad.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome back our umpires this evening, Steve O'Shaughnessy and Richard Illingworth, and the opening batters for our visitors this evening, Worcestershire Rapids. And once again, Emirates Old Trafford, give a massive welcome for Lancashire Lightning! Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. If the first ball from the first Lancashire bowler, which we think is going to be Luke Wood, is a wicket, then somebody here in Emirates Old Trafford could be going to Dubai. 2 tickets up for grabs. Get your phones out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see you recording this moment. This is huge. Looks like the bowler is ready. Remember, if this goes for a wicket, keep your eyes on the screen and somebody could be going to Dubai. The bowler is ready. It's all down to you, Woody. Ladies and gents, are you ready? Here we go.
Live from Emirates Old Trafford on Lancs TV as well. So Luke Wood will get us underway with Ed Pollock on strike. And here comes Wood to set off for Lancashire Lightning. Hammered away over extra cover. It's a blistering start by Pollock, who flashes that up and over short cover, which is quite a mean feat because it's Luke Wells fielding there. And he's a pretty tall chap, but he got a hold of that pretty firmly. That's gone all the way for 4. The Rapids are underway. With 4 without loss. We're chasing that 177 to win. That was a pretty powerful start to the run chase for the Rapids. Here comes Wood, slip in place, in and bowls. Quick ball from Wood. Pollock defends. And I'm not so sure Luke would enjoy being hammered over extra cover for 4 to get the run chase underway.
No, that had probably 5 more miles on at that time, but getting some nice shape there as well. I think the first one, I think he was surprised about how much shape he got and just swung into the arc for Pollock, and that time he just straightened it a bit, pitching on sort of middle of leg and swinging into the top of off, exactly where you want it.
4 without loss, 173 required from this point for the Worcestershire Rapids. Here's Wood tearing in again, left arm over, in and bowls. Oh, that balloon's high. Will it fall to a fielder or fall safe? It falls safe. 2 chasing after it. Blatherwick coming up from the boundary. And I think it was Michael Jones running from inside the fielding circle. Went a mile in the air. It lands safe.
It went so high. I mean, obviously a bit of pace to work with there would, but I think the wind as well just caught that and just kept it drifting away from the fielders. If that had been on the other side, I think it would have just lobbed up and been caught at probably cover or cover point.
So maybe a bit of pace on there coming to the aid of the batsman. They ran 2. So Pollock still on strike, pushed away into the offside. And there's Jones, who comes up from point to field. And there is no run. Lancashire with Luke Wood back in their side, which is a very nice sight to see from a Lancashire.
It's amazing to say, yeah, the left arm over is definitely a powerful asset in 2020 cricket. We had Junaid Khan in my day, but Luke Wood is a sought-after player in 2020 cricket because of his pace.
And balls. It's off the pads by Pollock down towards fine leg, to the left of short fine leg, inside the circle and down towards the boundary for 4. And into double figures, Worcestershire 10 without loss. 1 ball left of the first over.
Yeah, he's looking for the swing again there. Woody's got some nice shape at the start of the over. And that time, just firing it in, didn't get the shape, and that meant it was on the leg stump, just drifting down, and the batsman just had to help it on his way. Just get enough bat on it, beat the short fine leg, and it was 4.
Final ball of his first over in a Lancashire shirt this summer. And balls high again by Pollock. It's in the air, and Jones again chasing after it, running backwards, and takes a good catch. With a lot of ground to make up, and the ball falling over his shoulder. It went a mile in the air once again. But Jones holds on to that, and the first wicket falls with the final ball of the first over of the run chase. 10 for 1.
He looked relieved there, Jones, when he caught that. He ended up on both knees praying, but it was a tough catch up into the wind, and that time not quite as high, not quite as far, and it meant that he could get himself underneath it, set a good catch over his shoulder. Never easy to take. If you drop them, everyone can't believe that you've dropped it, but it's never an easy catch to take that.
I can't believe it. We were so close, weren't we? We've got a wicket in the bag, but it wasn't the first ball. But the Emirates first ball flyer will be back for the next game, back here at Emirates Old Trafford on Saturday. It's a lightning and thunder doubleheader. Stay tuned.
Kashif and Brett D'Oliveira yet to face a delivery. Chris Green to get us underway from the James Anderson end. Some spin inside the power plate. Green gave him the big build-up, didn't we, before?
I'm saying nothing now.
It is lovely to see Chris Green back. For a first ball duck, we gave him the best possible build-up. 10 for 1. So Green to D'Oliveira. In and balls. It's going to be a wide down the leg side. Be a bit of jet lag. It's jet lag. It's a bit of jet lag. It's a bit of jet lag.
Calibrating his time zone.
11 for 1. Takes a big gulp of air, Chris Green. And he's in and balls to D'Oliveira. That's just worked away off the back foot, nudged away around the corner for a single. Where Mitch Stanley fields. It's 12 for 1.
Such a difficult thing as a spinner to bowl in the power play. You have to be very confident, very experienced with your bowling technique to be able to bowl. Yeah, it's pretty much a free hit as a batsman when a spinner comes on. Only 2 people back outside the ring. Important phase.
Slip in place. Here comes Green in and bowls, pushed away towards mid-off. Lancashire Valley, and they scamper through for a quick single. Shy comes in towards the stumps at the bowler's end. 13 for 1.
Yeah, Green will be a bit disappointed he got a single there. They definitely would have had the tactic here to squeeze and just see if they can get a couple of dot balls here.
There's Green in and balls to D'Oliveira. It's pulled behind square on the leg side. It's probably run away for 4. It does. Worcestershire 17 for 1.
Yeah, just dragged down a little bit too short, a little bit too straight, and D'Oliveira only had to help it on his way down to backward square leg for 4.
Halfway through the second over, Green clutching the ball closely in and bowls, steps to the leg side, D'Oliveira, and punches towards mid-off where Wood fields, but quick between the wickets, these two. Scampered quickly for 1. D'Oliveira moves to 6.
Such an important thing you have to do here at Old Trafford. Really take your 1s and turn your 1s into 2s.
Green in with the Lancashire fairly on strike, just nudged away to the leg side. Spin Wall fields at mid-wicket. And there's no run. 1 ball left for Green's first over. Kashif Ali waits, keeper crouching down behind the stumps, again steps to the leg side and just nudges the ball away a fraction in front of square to the leg side for a single, and keeps the strike as well. 2 overs gone. It's 19 for 1 for the Worcestershire Rapids. With Ali on 2, D'Oliveira on 6. That target is 177 to win here at Emirates Old Trafford, live on Lancs TV and the BBC Sport website and app, and listeners across BBC Radio Lancashire for this opening T20 Blast fixture from a blustery Manchester, cloudy, blustery Manchester. But we've had no rain. Happy days. Well, we have a pretty exciting finish.
Close. It's been a steady start, that's for sure, which is exactly what Worcester needed.
Here's Wood over number 2. For him, swings in towards Kashif Ali, who launches the ball high towards the leg side. Lovely shot for 6. Goodness me. Whip that away, maybe with the help of the wind again. Batters are enjoying that blustery breeze in Manchester tonight. 25 for 1.
Yeah, they're definitely that breeze across the ground towards the long boundary is making the batsman feel very confident. He's hardly looked like he's tried to hit that. He just flicked it off his legs from middle stump. I know Wood's got some pace, but that was a very easy shot for 6.
25 for 1. Kashif waits as Wood comes in and bowls, nudged away off his hip out towards square leg for a single. Kashif Ali moves to 9, 26 for 1. 10 days ago, Luke Wood was playing in the Pakistan Super League in Rawalpindi. But there wasn't a breeze like this in Rawalpindi.
Slightly different temperature, I would imagine. But yeah, great experience. I mean, it's brilliant for players now, even if you're not able to make it into the IPL. There's so many other competitions that you can ply your trade in the winter months.
D'Oliveira is on strike. Wood set off, but D'Oliveira was halfway down the pitch, just doing a bit of prodding and poking. In comes Wood, in and bowls. The back foot, hopping back, in fact, D'Oliveira, and just easing the ball away to the offside where Jones fields at point. Moves on to 7. Score moves on to 27 for 1. Halfway through the third over. Target of 177 to win. Must be a minefield when it comes to selection for captains and coaches, because you've got the various competitions and you've got the international series starting. So I think Lancashire have lost players to the England team. Trying to piece together a squad. Wood in bowls, back of a length, pulled. Kashif Ali out towards the leg side boundary. 1 bounce and 4 runs. He moves to 13. Powerful start. 13 from 6 for him. 31 for 1 in the third.
Yeah, looked a little bit rushed there, but managed to get enough on it. And the ground being so hard, it only took 1 or 2 bounces and skipped away from deep backward square leg. No, it's a real challenge for clubs, especially, you know, you want to create England and top international players. The challenge with that is you have to have a big squad of talented players then to make up for it.
31 for 1. Wood in and bowls, stepping away to the leg side and dropping it into the off for a quick single. Takes Kashif Ali on to 14, and Worcestershire Rapids 32 for 1. Brings D'Oliveira on strike.
That's why I'm a fan of the overseas, and I know we had, you know, I think in my day we had Kolpak players and you know, EU players. We had lots of international players that could come out, and I really liked it. You know, there's lots of opportunity to get into sides in the UK because there's lots of teams, but the quality just goes up when you get those extra players coming in.
32 for 1. Wood bowls to D'Oliveira. That's dropped out towards the leg side, out to mid-wicket. Jogs through for a single and keeps the strike. 31 for 1 in the third over. Speaking of international flair, there's one other T20 game taking place tonight, which is at Lord's, where Middlesex are taking on Sussex, and Kane Williamson is in that Middlesex side. He's out. He made 14. There's a big run chase on there because the target is 203 for Middlesex to beat Sussex Sharks at Lord's. So a big score on the board by Sussex in that one other game of T20 cricket to get the blast underway tonight. And in the international game, a pretty emphatic win for England. A victory by 238 runs. They made 400 for 8, England. Jacob Bethel made 82. Half centuries for Duckett, for Root, for Brooke. And then the ball Weston is out for 162.
And that shows how the game has changed. To score 400 and no one gets 100. The only way you would have got that kind of score, you know, a few years ago would have been if someone had got 150 or 160. And that's the influence of 2020 cricket. You know, you're playing 2020 cricket in 50 overs now. These guys have grown up in that form and taking that kind of confidence into it. So it's amazing to see.
Here's Mitch Stanley from the James Anderson end. D'Oliveira on strike. Fires one in full and straight and whipped away to the leg side by D'Oliveira for a single. He moves to 9, 34 for 1. Yeah, well, you've just got contributions all the way down in that England innings, haven't you? Smith and Duckett got off to a flying start, and then Root and Brooke and Butler and Bethel. They just keep coming, don't they?
Yeah.
Jacks, I mean, look how far Jacks is batting. He opens the batting.
Yeah, the strike rates are all up, you know, 120s, 150s.
Stanley in bowls, swing and a miss from Kashyap through to Hurst. Nice to see Mitchell Stanley fit, running in, bowling. I think I should be hoping pretty quickly.
Yeah, running in, hitting the wicket hard there. Another typical tactic here at Old Trafford. And you get a lot from that, hitting the wicket hard, getting it through to the keeper.
34 for 1. Stanley in and bowls, worked to the leg side by Kashyap for a single. Tom Aspinwall comes up to field and takes a quick single. 35 for 1. We're halfway through the fourth over. Target of 177 for Worcestershire. Keaton Jennings top scoring, Lancashire's T20 captain, making 66, but Turner and Jones in the middle putting on 31 and 26 between them. It's back of a length by Stanley, dragged out towards the leg side by D'Oliveira. He moves into double figures, up to 10, 36 for 1 now in the fourth. With a couple of wickets for Singh, bowled beautifully. His final over, picked up 2 wickets in his final over for Singh. Also 1 each for Dorcius, Duffy, for Hindley and for Brooks as well. Kashyap on strike. Stanley in, bowls 6. Hammered high out towards the leg side. If the party stand was there, it's a dozen rows back. But the party stand isn't built yet, and that's heading in towards the nets.
It almost went through the door of the nets. But yeah, wonderful shot, that into the breeze, but you know, hitting that off the length, nice solid pull shot, exactly what he would have been hoping to do. Not what Lancashire want, but lovely shot, that shot of authority. He looked good so far.
Yeah, 21 from 10.
21 from 10. But he's looked, you know, real purposeful and controlled out there. So Lancs will probably look to see the back of him sooner rather than later.
Some lovely clean hitting from Kashyap. Waits for Stanley, goes again, the best of the night. Lovely straight drive down the ground, all the way for 6, I reckon it is. What a shot. Kashyap, beautiful straight lofted drive down the ground through straight long on. 6 for him. He moves to 27. It's probably the shot of the night.
That was probably slightly full, but it was a check to drive, and he's held his shape and walked back past the bowler just almost to say, was that, what do you think? Do you want to take a picture? Take a picture. Yeah, that was a very confident shot, a little bit arrogant in some respects, because that wasn't that a bad ball, maybe a little bit full.
Yeah.
But consider, you can understand that the ball before he'd just been smashed over square leg. You know, he maybe erred slightly fuller that time and got dealt with. So, yeah.
Yes, he's looking in fine touch, isn't he?
Yeah, he has an air about him. He just looks like he's got the sense of the wicket, and his timing's right.
By Steve O'Shaughnessy gets the back gauge out there. Did you see that? On the back of that gorgeous on drive, I'm going to just check the width of your bat. 48 for 1. Aspinwall in balls. Uppercut down to third man. That might be 6 more. It's borderline. What do we reckon? No, 4. Just bouncing this side of the rope to bring up the 50 for the Worcestershire Rapids. 52 for 1.
Yeah, a little bit dangerous that. I mean, right idea from the point of view trying to hit the wicket, but he's got 2 men back on the leg side, a deep backward square leg, deep mid wicket, nobody back on the offside, so any bit of width, and D'Oliveira was going to carve that over the offside, and I'm sure he'll be looking to do the same thing here. D'Oliveira, give himself room.
Lancashire had a pretty good power play. Worcestershire looking to try and match it at least. That's pulled away off the hip down towards short fine leg for a single. 53 for 1. Lancashire didn't lose a wicket in their power play, but in terms of runs scored, that they're not far off, and it's been a pretty solid start. At the end of the 5th over, Lancashire were 54 without loss, so they're only a run behind at this point with 3 balls left of the 5th. That's worked to the right of mid-on. That's 4. Cracked down the ground by Kashif. He's rattled up to 31 from just 12 deliveries, and it's 57 for 1.
Yeah, once again, just really sweet timing from Ali. He has definitely settled out there to the pace of this wicket, and he's feeling very comfortable. And Lancashire are going to be scratching their heads here. They're going to need to try and just stem the flow of runs a little bit from Ali, just make him think differently. At the moment, he's looking too settled.
Tom Aspinwall muscles his way back in, bowls back of a length delivery to Kashif, who's down the pitch, and in the end he's beaten through to Hurst. He's got the gloves for Lancashire. Rare dot ball, 57 for 1. Both batters jogging down for a little fist bump. Some words of encouragement.
Yeah, you can see Aspinall having to think differently there. He's bowled it into the wicket, but a slower off cutter, and managed to get the better of Ali.
2 balls to go of the 5th. Aspinwall in, pulled out towards backward square leg for 1 run. Blatherwick out in the deep fields. The score moves on to 58 for 1 with a delivery to go of the 5th over to bring Rapid skipper Brett D'Oliveira on strikes. A 4-1-4, then a dot, and then a single. He's changed it up midway through the over, Tom Aspinwall. Looking to try and get out of his first over. In and balls, step to the leg side, carved away through the off. It's gone for 4. Through deep backward point. And 4 more for D'Oliveira and for Worcestershire. It's a very, very good start. 61 for 2. 5 overs gone. They're ahead of Lancashire in terms of runs. Lancashire hadn't lost a wicket at this stage, but this is a really positive start by the Rapids.
Yeah, it's difficult to bowl to that field. You've got nobody covering the boundary on the offside there. You've got D'Oliveira, who you know is very good to the short ball. He likes width on the offside. He's got fast hands, so that was always going to be a challenge to try and keep the runs from flowing there. But try and get out of this power play now with Green with a good finish. Keep this down to a run a ball or less.
Yeah, Green's bowling 2 in this power play. And balls to Kashif off the back foot, nudged away off the hip, behind square on the leg side. And Mitch Stanley catches up with the ball. And they shuffle through for a quick single. 61 for 3. Brings D'Oliveira back on strike. Green, tough ass, isn't it? 2 of his 4 overs in the power play. Here he is creeping his way in over the wicket and balls to D'Oliveira. Slashed away through the leg side. Around comes Ashton Turner. through for 1. 64 for 1. It's long on and deep square leg of the fielder's position beyond the edge of the fielding circle. 2 inside the circle on the leg side. 5 inside the circle on the offside. Dragged behind square on the leg side by Kashiafali. He's got 4 runs. He's really had to work that, but has worked it really nicely for 4 behind square. You're shaking your head though, Stephen. 61 for 1.
Yeah, it's such a difficult job. You know, last over a power play, off spinner, Old Trafford, so much territory to defend. This is about as hard a job as you can ask a bowler to do, to be honest.
68 for 1 with that 4. Kashiafali moves on to 37. Green in and bowls, and forward defensive. Push back towards Green. There's the smile.
The smile.
There we go.
I think even Green was surprised by that forward defensive.
68 for 1. There we go, another big gulp of breath. Clutching the ball in, bowls, fizzes this one in quickly towards Kashiafali, just nudged away into the onside. Fields off his own bowling, Chris Green. Taps D'Oliveira on the back at the non-striker's end. Says, hello mate, you all right? 1 ball left for the power play. 68 for 1, Worcestershire. Kashiafali on 37. Green is in and bowls. That's worked up towards mid-on off the back foot by Kashiafali, and Chris Green's done a pretty decent job there for Lancashire. 2 of his allotted 4 overs come in the 6-over power play. And Worcestershire Rapids 69 for 1, 6 overs gone. 38 to Kashiafali, 20 to Brett D'Oliveira. Target is 177 to win for Worcestershire Rapids. Change in the commentary box. We'll bring Paul Allett and Phoebe Graham back in.
Well, it's a very similar start to what we saw in the first half from Lancashire. They were 70 for no loss after 6 overs. They brought spin and medium pace bowlers to really try and halt the Lancashire attack, and we see Lancashire doing the same here as Luke Wells comes into the attack. They get the 5 out straight away, and hopefully we see a change of fortune here for Lancashire as well, as Wells in and worked into the leg side. Chris Green cuts off the 2. It's been some start here by Worcestershire. Paul?
It's a good pitch, isn't it? It's a good pitch, isn't it? That's the thing. Quite evident that it's a good batting surface, and the white new ball comes on nicely, and Worcester have capitalised.
Wells in, worked off the back foot for a single.
Not sure the bowling's been as good as it could have been, to be fair. This will be interesting now. I know Green's bowled 2 overs of off spin, but Luke Wells on now with less pace on the ball, even though he's an aggressive leg spinner.
Wells in, and it's high. It's down the neck of Jack Blatherwick. Straightforward, conventional catch at square leg, and Luke Wells comes in and gets the breakthrough wicket. Kashiafali departs for 39 off 20 deliveries.
Yeah, really good innings though from Kashiafali. 39 off of 21 it was. That was the 21st ball. Luke Wells with a bit of extra bounce. This getting the top edge, which went steepling up into the outfield. Jack Blatherwick taking a well-judged catch, slightly off balance in the end, but that wind is pretty strong and will affect the ball to a degree. He's pleased with that, as Jack Blatherwick, as he takes that comfortably in the end. It's a good breakthrough from Lancashire. That's exactly what they needed. Wickets will stem the flow of runs. At least that's what Lancashire are hoping.
Absolutely, and it was a very similar knock to Luke Wells himself. So Kashif 39 off 21, Luke Wells 35 from 22. So both openers played a very similar attack there, and as soon as they came out of the power play, that's what stemmed the runs, that's what's brought the wickets, and we're seeing a very similar like-for-like innings so far.
Yes, it'll be crucial this period now, just outside the power play, how Worcester perform and how Lancashire bowl.
Wells in, worked off the hip for a single. They looked for the two, but Blatherwick in, one bounce into the keeper. Yeah, he's got quite a conventional field as Wells here, the leg spinner. Deep cover, long on, log off, cow and deep square behind. As Wells in and worked through to cow. Bohannon looks to cut off the two, and he does.
Yeah, those fielders out on the leg side at deep long on. Cow, as you quite rightly call it, it's a good position, isn't it, cow? Used to be cow corner, but everything's abbreviated these days. Deep square, they're about 20-25 paces off the boundary.
Wells in and worked into mid-wicket for a single. Wells does the work himself, cuts off the two, and a ripple of applause at Emirates Old Trafford for Luke Wells over. He's found the breakthrough, and after 7 overs, Worcestershire.
Okay, here we go. B-Stand, it's your turn. Who wants a T-shirt? Come on. Here we go. One for you, mate. You guys up the back there. Over there. Right. Backhander, who wants one of them? Over the top. There we go. What about that one? Hey! Come on, keep going. Make some noise if you want a T-shirt, guys. Couple more. Here we go. You guys up the back there. You guys down there. One more. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Nothing more than slow medium, but held one or two back even more. Tried to cut, as you said, or spin one or two deliveries.
Well, we have Mitch Stanley here, who bowls
rapid.
A heavy ball.
Bowls rapid.
Rapid. He's got cover, third, fine, square, and cow out as he bowls into the hip for a single.
Well, Stanley's main attribute is pace, and because he's gone for 15 in his first over, I just wonder whether he'll try and steady down a little bit. It's a tricky one for him, because he got pulled over square leg, didn't he? He got straight driven for 6 as well, and he's not particularly experienced.
Stanley in, bowls a hard length, and it's cut out to cover. They look to come back for 2, sent back, and it's a good piece of work again by Blatherwick in the deep.
Really is. D'Oliveira was coming back for 2 and was wisely sent back by Hose. Blatherwick's got a really good flat arm into the wind from 75 metres. That was a really good throw. Stanley gesticulating wildly. He wants fine leg, finer and right back on the boundary.
Wonder if this is a signal for the bouncer.
Or the double bluff.
Or the double bluff. What would you do here, Paul?
Well, I wouldn't be bowling as fast as Mitch, that's for sure. So.
In comes Stanley, hits a length. It's worked down to third for a single.
Top balls are precious, aren't they, in this? Forget from year to year just how precious they are.
Absolutely.
You see very few of them.
If your over goes for 6, you've done well.
Have you ever? Just talking to Mark Chilton and Ashley Giles over in the pavilion, and we're talking about the old John Player days of the Sunday League. I'll finish in a minute.
Stanley in, cut out through to extra. It's a lovely shot from D'Oliveira, and it'll make its way to the boundary.
Well, that's the beauty for the batter of facing Mitch Stanley, because he's only got to be slightly offline or slightly short, and the batters can use that pace of his to get the ball exactly where they want. That's sped away backward a square for 4. Yeah, in those days, 8 overs, Sunday League, 40 over game, 8 overs a bowler, set his stall out to not go for more than 30. That was the target.
Stanley in, and little tickle just to the keeper for no run. Would have been a wide, but he didn't quite get hold of it.
Yeah, it was good work from Matty Hurst in the end.
Yeah, he
had to scamper to his left, didn't he?
It was a bit of a goalkeeper's top bins there, wasn't it? Stanley recovered well so far this over. Just 7 from it as he comes into his final delivery. Bowls it short, straight to extra cover, no run. Another ripple of applause from the Emirates Old Trafford fans. They're happy with where the game's at the moment. 81 for 2 off 8. Wells has certainly made a name for himself in the short format over the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, yeah, his bowling was virtually non-existent when he came to us. He'd have bowled a bit in his.
It's more county championship as well. Just throw him the ball.
He's made himself into a very useful 20-over player. I mean, we've seen how he can bat very aggressively in a very attacking vein, but his bowling, you know, coming on and bowling these leg spinners, which are fired in generally.
Wells in and pulls through the leg side. Will it?
Oh no!
Oh, it just makes its way through and under Josh Bohannon, who doesn't dive smoothly for that, and it just creeps under him. He'll be disappointed with that piece of work. Rocks back onto the back foot, does Hose.
Well, disappointing from Bohannon. His leg got caught in the turf, I think. That's what prevented him from getting the ball cleanly.
Wells in and works to the leg side. Chris Green will cut off the 2 there. It's always quite easy to pick out is Chris Green with his bright orange shoes. You see his shoes before. I think he was green last year. I think he went lime green.
Did he? Were they sort of an Australia type sort of lime green? They're green and yellow, aren't they, the Aussies?
Wells in and carved through the offside off the back foot for 1 run.
Ashton Turner, the field in white cricket shoes, very conventional. Ooh,
you see more colours, don't you, in the T20 game?
Whose are those pink ones?
Wells in and pulled straight to long on now. Bohannon has no trouble with that one.
Who's got the pink Pumas on? Backward point.
That is Jones.
Yeah.
On debut. Get your pink shoes on debut, I've heard.
Fair enough.
Wells in. Swatted to Cal for a single.
You just see me and your dad opening the bowling for Durham University in our pink bowling boots.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How many years did you bowl with my dad at Durham?
A couple. Just a couple. Yeah.
Very good. As Wells is in, fuller delivery, and it's driven down the ground. They look for the 2, but it is cut off again. Nice piece of work. The throws haven't been great tonight from Lancashire. They're making Matty Hurst work hard behind those stumps.
You won't be impressed, Matty Hurst. He'll be telling the fielders exactly what he thinks of them. Just need to tighten up a little bit, bowling and fielding wise. Lancashire 90 for 2 now from 9. Worcester, you'd like to think, or they would like to think, they're in control. Need 87 from here on in.
Yeah, we've just seen it is trickier to score outside the power play, but D'Oliveira in 29 from 19. Hose is just starting to play a few more shots, and it's how this Lancashire seam attack, very pace heavy, and that's been the most vulnerable really on this wicket. Blatherwick has a few cutters back of the hand.
A bit of pace made it easier to hit.
Blatherwick in and punched out to cover for a single. Obviously they used 2 of Chris Green's overs early on. Wells has bowled 2. There aren't a lot of spin options, are there, tonight for Lancashire?
Well, it's Wells and Green, unless you're going to trust Bohannon to bowl a couple, but I was sort of intimated in the first innings that sometimes irregular bowlers or bowlers who don't bowl very often are quite useful in this form.
Blatherwick in, lovely delivery as D'Oliveira skips down and completely misses it.
Extravagant from D'Oliveira, looking to charge Blatherwick and flat bat him straight, just signalling there's a bit of extra bounce. I don't know whether Blatherwick just tried to cut that a little bit or hold it back, or bowl it cross seam. The ball bounced a little bit more than D'Oliveira thought, though.
Blatherwick in and goes for the shot down the ground again, and it's cut off by Aspinwall for a single.
Good bowling again from Blatherwick. That ball has stopped and stood up, so I don't know. I think he must be bowling cross seam. It's hit the splice of D'Oliveira's bat, very nearly carried to Tom Aspinwall, who was running in from mid-on. Conventional mid-on, not deep.
Yeah, he bowls a heavy length, does Blatherwick, and he's kept his straights up, so he's wanting Hose and D'Oliveira to hit him over the top. As Hose comes down the track and just tries to do that and drives it straight to Luke Wood for no run. That's where they're looking for that boundary option straight.
Well, he's telling you with this field that he's going to be bowling short of a length with the 4 fielders out square of the wicket, or 5 fielders square or behind the wicket.
Blatherwick in, Yorker. He'll just get a single for that.
I like it. I like it. He's got to finish the over well, though. So the field set for the shorter ball and the floaty Yorker half pace. That's the variation.
Good piece of bowling. I think this is where he's bowling to his strengths rather than looking at what Worcestershire have done with the pace off. He's bowled a hard length, cross seam, and then Yorker keeping his straights up. So far, only going for 3 off the over. If he gets out this over, it's a good piece of bowling from Blatherwick. This is in, and D'Oliveira goes for a big outside edge, big appeal and given. It's a great over from Blatherwick. And gets his victim caught behind with a thick outside edge.
Well, that's a really fine over from Jack Blatherwick. Brought on for his first over, the 10th of the innings, and he's tied D'Oliveira and Hose down, bowling just short of a length, finishing off with almost a half tracker that D'Oliveira looks to swing away on the leg side. Tries to hit it really hard, gets a thin edge through to Matty Hurst, and that completes a fine over from Jack Blatherwick. Just 3 off it, and the wicket of D'Oliveira as well. It's the sort of over that can bring Lancashire right back into this game.
Absolutely. We saw it in Worcestershire's innings. Brooks over that brought them back into the game, and I think we've just had one from Blatherwick there. 93 for 3. 84 to win off 10, but it's a harder 10 to score from outside the power play. Tom Aspinwall was expensive in the power play. We'll bring him back now. Just looking at his field, he's got a deep cover, deep third, square cow, and long on.
Bowls wide of the crease, angles the ball in. Tom Aspinwall bowls a good Yorker.
Bowls a short ball straight to 45, and it's out. Back-to-back wickets for Lancashire. Simple catch for Mitch Stanley, and he's come back strong as Aspinwall.
Well, it's another shortish delivery, fired in at chest height, and Hose looking to turn that away on the leg side. Gets it high on the bat or the glove, and the ball just loops away to short fine leg. Easy catch for Luke Wells, and an instant strike for Tom Aspinwall in his second spell.
Well, they're certainly finding the formulas that work for the pace bowlers for Lancashire.
It was high, wasn't it? It got above chest height. It was sort of neck height.
Yeah, it was a brilliant delivery, great line, hard for him to get. extend his hands out onto that one.
So how the game changes, doesn't it? Runs as good for Worcester, but they've just lost 4 wickets now, 3 in fairly quick succession.
Absolutely. 2 new batters at the crease, Roderick and Brooks, and this is where it's hard to rebuild. Worcestershire 93 from 4. Aspinwall in Yorker. Appeal for caught behind. Must have clipped a pad or something. There's no wide signalled.
Must have just clipped the pad, I think, otherwise it was a certain wide. But I mentioned Aspinwall bowls a good Yorker. He was going for it then. He just a hint of in-swing as well. It's one of his stock balls.
In and angled down to third as they'll run hard for 1. And Brooks comes on strike. Great back-to-back wickets there for Lancashire. Right back in it, Paul.
Yeah, right back in. But well, Roderick's faced a couple of balls. Brooks yet to face. This is going to be his first ball. Ethan Brooks, who bowled really well for Worcester and took a splendid catch out in the deep, facing his first ball.
Aspinwall drags that down the leg side, and a wide is signalled by the umpire.
Not going to get away with that one. Steve O'Shaughnessy signalling wide.
You can see he's getting that extra bit of tail with the older ball now, with his Yorkers.
Well, it's accentuated.
Taking it.
Yeah, it's accentuated by the fact he bowls a little bit wide on the crease and falls away a touch. There's another one.
Aspinwall in and worked off the legs for a single. Once again tailed in, played late off the pads. Well, it's a good comeback from Aspinwall. He was expensive in the power play, didn't quite find his lines or lengths. He got hit almost everywhere around the ground, didn't he?
He did, yeah. 2 balls left to complete a good over.
Aspinwall, brilliant delivery for 1 run.
Well, that's his line. That's a much better line. Angled back in towards middle stump with a little bit of swing. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't try a Yorker off this last ball. He's still in that early stage of his career where he thinks he can probably take a wicket every ball.
Why not, eh?
3 men out on the leg side now.
Aspinwall in and goes for the Yorker, big appeal, and goes for the run out to Jones. A bit of cricket chaos there as it comes off the pads of Roderick. They run through for a single, they're shy at the stumps. Nothing quite comes out for Lancashire, but it's a good bit of entertaining cricket.
Well, it was angling in towards off stump, but made contact with the pad outside the line. Good running from the Worcester lads to scamper through for a leg bye. But those are 2 really good overs. Blatherwick 1 for 3, and then Aspinwall 1 for 5, was it? So two wickets for 8 runs in 2 overs. Gold dust.
Yeah, they've bowled
T20.
Yeah, they've bowled to the strengths here as well, keeping the straights up again. And Blatherwick steams in, bowls a short delivery, gets a thick outside edge down to third. Wells does the work as they go for 2, and they do take on his arm comfortably.
Good running. Not the best bit of fielding from Luke Wells. It was a bit slow setting off for that. I don't know whether he picked it up straight away.
Shaking his head, Blatherwick.
Well, he wouldn't like it being them getting 2 for that, but they did. So, got to get on with it.
Sets up cross seam early, Blatherwick. Ball short again, worked down to fine. They look for the second, but don't get it.
Good work, Green down there, I think. Got to the ball quickly. Still got his mid on and mid off up.
I like it. Roderick 2 from 3. It's Blatherwick in. Short again, and he guides this down to third. Wells attacks that from the moment it leaves the bat.
Yes, they weren't getting two to him this time, were they?
You always know your vulnerable fielders.
Know your fielders. That's the one, isn't it?
Absolutely. Blatherwick remains with the same field, straights up. Comes in, bowls it short, straight to extra, shy at the bowler's end, and they manage to get the single of overthrows. It was worth the attempt. It would have been out with a direct hit. It's Jennings that goes for the shy. Punches it, Brooks, straight to extra.
Yeah, there are times when you've got to take a chance. I think that was justified by Jennings to have a shy at the stumps. Only a single overthrow.
Blatherwick in. Bounces Roderick, and Roderick happily watches that past.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's good bowling, but you are basically telegraphing what you're going to bowl. You're going to be bowling short of a length. And Roderick didn't set himself really to play that at all, just left it. Keep looking at that monitor. He's got a game from Lords on the monitor there. What's all that about?
Watching Middlesex, Sussex, as Blatherwick runs in short. Roderick sets for that one and angles it down to square leg for the single. Another brilliant over there from Blatherwick. And they've contained in these last 3 overs. Lancashire have brought it back well. 104 for 4 after 12. The game is right in the mix. And Luke Wells coming back into the attack from the Brian Statham end. He's also bowled very well tonight. For you fancy dress in the crowd, a strawberry, Mario. I don't know, a chicken is that, do you think, Paul?
No. Which one's the chicken there?
The guy on the left, what do you think?
Well, he's taking his hat or head off if he is.
Wells in. Punch to long on. Bohannon in, and big call for a run out. Not given. It was a good piece of fielding from Bohannon. Great throw. It felt close.
Yeah, through to the long end. He'd long end, not the wrong end, because he'd had to come up almost to the 30 circle. Yeah, it's a good decision from Richard Illingworth, that. Close, but just in.
As Wells sets up. Swept by Roderick into the deep, and they'll just chundle for one. Everything just looks that little bit sharper now from the Lancashire attack, both with ball in the field. Throws her into Matty Hurst's gloves. They've grown through the game as a unit, haven't they?
Yeah. 70 to win from 46 balls. Good restraining job.
Reverse sweep, big appeal for stumping, and great piece of work by Matty Hurst there. Sets up for the reverse as Brooks misses it. Hurst takes a sharp stumping, but foot must have stayed planted.
Just got it back, didn't he?
A few
Foot
big
was
decisions,
out
yeah.
when he played the shot, but by the time the ball had got to Hurst and the bails were off, Brooks got his foot back in his ground.
Wells in and advances an inside edge for a single. It's a great piece of bowling from Luke Wells.
Big spinning googly from Luke Wells with bounce.
Oh, just watching that back on the replay, it really was an excellent executed googly. Wells in, pace off, driven down the ground to Luke Wood just for the single. Lancashire will take that. 109 for 4. One delivery left in the 12th over.
They only got the kit, you know, at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Lancashire.
Wells in, sweeps, misses. And it's a great finish to the over. Another fantastic over from Luke Wells. 1 for 19 from his 3. Looks like they were going to bring Chris Green into the attack. It's been a fantastic 5 overs from Lancashire. Really changed the momentum of the game. 109 for 4. 68 to win off 42 balls. 6 wickets in hand. Could be a very good game here, Scott Reed.
Thank you, Phoebe. It could well be. Yeah, set up hopefully for a decent finish. Chris Green returns from the James Anderson end. It's a 68 from 42 with Roderick and Brooks, the 2 batters. Green's got long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg. Wide third as well. It's Green from the Statham end, with the wind rustling into the back of his shirt. Strides in with his off-spin over the wicket and bowls. It's quick delivery to begin with. Roderick off the back foot, and that's worked up towards mid-off and through for a single. Stephen Moore's back alongside me, alongside you and I, for this run chase.
Yeah, nice. Looks like it could be tight if Worcester play well here. This could be a nice tight finish.
Brooks on strike, 6 not out. Green comes in and bowls and pulled out towards the leg side over Keaton Jennings inside the circle at mid-wicket. Aspinwall comes round from long on to field, and they come back for 2. So 112 for 4. Brooks moves on to 8. Green into his penultimate over. Bowled his first 2 overs in the power play. Down the pitch comes Brooks, slashed away towards the leg side, pick up and throw to the keeper's end. They've managed to run through for 1. Takes the score on to 113 for 4.
Yeah, you can feel the squeeze on from Lancashire, really trying to put Worcester under pressure, dry up all the boundaries, squeeze them in the field, make them feel uncomfortable.
Here is Green in and bowls it. Pushes that wide outside off stump. It's pulled out towards the leg side. Throw comes in towards. Oh dear! I think. Oh dearie me! I think the umpire he's officiating was trying to get himself into a position to judge the run out. I mean, Rudy pulled his hamstring at one point.
I thought he had pulled his hamstring there. He was clutching. I haven't seen him move that fast for a good 5-10 years. I think a wind assisted. I think as he was. Running away from the wickets there, lost his balance. Yeah, good for Lancashire though, no boundaries.
Shy at the stumps. He's in, and thankfully Richard Illingworth is okay. He's going to tumble over him like he pulled his hamstring. Reverse sweep. As that got past the infield. Oh, that's really good work by Luke Wells. Terrific piece of fielding. On the reverse, Wells having to go low to his left. He's a long way down, Luke Wells. He's got down well.
He's got a good reach, though, as well. Yeah, absolutely. And saved 3 runs there. Nice dive to his left.
115 for 4. Final ball of the 14th over. Green going through his usual routine. In and balls to Roderick. Again on the reverse. Jack Blatherwick in position to field. And a single added to the total. It's the end of the over. It's 116 for 4.
Yeah, another good over from Lancashire there.
Okay, C-Stand, it's your turn. Who wants a T-shirt? Come on! One over there! One over there! Make some noise if you want a T-shirt, guys. Come on, one of you guys at the front. Let's keep it going. Over there, who wants it? I'm going to go backwards. Who wants it? Keep going. Well, hey, whoa! One more over there. Who wants it? Come on, give us some noise. Well done, guys. Thank you.
So Wells to send down his final over of the evening. In and bowls. That's hit back over his head by Gareth Roderick. Luke Woods sweeps round from the boundary below us. Left arm pick and throw up towards the middle. Managed to come back for 2. Good running. 118 for 4. Lancashire with fielders spread out towards the leg side. 3 on the leg side boundary. Wide third, long off as well. Down the pitch, stumping chance here. Oh, it's a swing and a miss from Roderick. And Hurst couldn't make the most of the opportunity with Roderick well out of his crease and beaten.
And he'd given up, Roderick. He'd actually walking back to the pavilion, and then he realised the keeper had dropped it, and then it was panic stations as he turned and tried to dive back for his crease.
Lifeline for Roderick. He remains on 13. Here's Wells in and bowls. Whipped away to the leg side by Roderick for a single. Moves to 14, 119 for four, so it's 58 to win. 33 deliveries remaining. 6 wickets in hand. Brooks on 10. Here's Wells, 1 for 22 for the leg spinner. Dragged out to the leg side by Brooks. Bohannon fields just a single. The throw comes in towards Hurst. And 20 for 4. Brings Gareth Roderick back on strike.
Yeah, at the moment the controls there. Wells is getting the batsman to hit exactly to where his fielders are.
In comes Wells, bowls. It's muscled down the ground by Roderick. Bohannon's quick across the ground, throws in towards the keeper's end. They're looking for a run-out chance. He's got it this time. Bohannon with a terrific pick-up and throw from the boundary. And the reaction of the Lancashire players tell the story. Fine work from Bohannon at long on. They wanted a second, and he's been run out. 120 for 5.
Yeah, that was a wonderful piece of fielding there. He's thrown to the far end there, but he skipped it off the wicket, so it almost accelerated as it pitched and skipped on. Beautiful height for Hurst to take halfway up the stumps, right next to the stumps, and wonderful piece of fielding there. He's thrown it a good 70 metres, 80 metres.
Bounces twice, picked up by Hurst. He knew he was struggling, he knew he was struggling.
The ball went past him as he was running down the pitch. You could see his eyes going, that's not looking good when you see the ball go past you.
And then he had that glance, that guilty glance to the umpire. As soon as he tried to make his ground, he instantly looked over his shoulder to the umpire, and then the finger was raised, and the reaction told you the rest. Roderick run out by Bohannon for 15, 121 for 5. So Ben Dwarshus joining Ethan Brooks. 56 required, 31 deliveries left. Played away off the back foot by Dwarshus. Chris Green scoops it up at backward point. And that's the end of the over. Tidy stuff from Luke Wells. He's finished for the evening as well. He's bowled his allotted 4 overs. Did take the bowling figures off the board pretty quickly, so he's somewhere in the region of 1 for 23, something like that.
Yeah, gone are those days where you had the beautiful big scoreboards with all the statistics up there all the time. Now you have to find it between the adverts or Lanky or something else. Yeah, it's difficult to find the scores, isn't it?
It's somewhere in the region of 1 for 24, I think, probably was.
Need to have one of those AI agents who can just continually tell me the score to keep me updated.
121 for 5, so 56 to win from 30 deliveries. And it's Jack Blatherwick. He returns. That's driven away by Brooks, who it beats the effort from Wood, tumbling away to his left at mid off. And it's gone for 4. He's managed to squeeze it away firmly through the ground for 4 runs.
Yeah, Lancs just need to avoid a big over. They can let the odd boundary go. They can let the singles. They just need to avoid one big over here and let Worcestershire back into the game.
52 off 29 is required. 125 for 5, so boundary from the first ball of the over. Just about got underneath Luke Wood's body, went away to his left at kind of wide mid-off inside the circle. Brought third man up inside the ring, and Wood drops back towards the long off boundary. Blatherwick in and bowls that beats Brooks, tries to pull it, ball snakes past and through to the keeper. Good comeback from Blatherwick. Bowled nicely tonight, for 13.
Yeah, nicely sticking to his game plan. He's kept it simple, which is lovely to see. You can often, as a bowler, overcomplicate things, try and bowl lots of variations, but he's kept it nice and simple.
125 for 5 with Blatherwick in and bowling, hit down the ground beyond the reach of mid-on, where Aspinwall put the dive in, and it's gone for 4 more. Well, you mentioned that they need a big over, Worcestershire Rapids. They're trying to find one here. Low full toss, hammered away for 4.
Yeah, just missed his mark there. He was going for the Yorker, ended up being just a low full toss, and in this game, in this day and age, you don't have to miss by much and the batsman will be on you.
129 for 5. This Blatherwick bowls once more, muscled out towards the leg side by Brooks. There's a fielder on the leg side boundary. It's Josh Bohannon, but it's gone for 4. 1 bouncing over the rope. 3rd boundary of the over. 133 for 5. Good batting by Brooks. He moves to 23 from 16.
Yeah, there's now under pressure. Yeah, we're talking about not wanting a big over, and unfortunately this is turning into a big over for Lancashire, and it's dragging Worcestershire back into the game. You can see them starting to get up with that run rate again. They were behind the game. This over has brought them back into it.
Need 44 from 26. 2 balls left. In comes Blatherwick, bowls again. Goes full and straight. And Brooks trying to whip it away towards the leg side. The ball off an inside edge back onto his pad, I suspect. Bounces out towards the offside for a single. Takes him on to 24 not out. Ben Dwarsh's back on strike. 1 ball left of the 16th over. And Blatherwick from the Anderson end. Come around the wicket to Dwarsh's. He's got 3 fielders on the leg side boundary. Here comes Blatherwick, bowls again. That's carved away. It beats the infield. It does. Down towards the boundary. He's managed to squeeze out another 4 in this over. 4 of them. 138 for 5 at the end of the 16. 39 to win now.
Yeah, and just a bit rusty, you know, and this is what you need when you come to a new game, new format of the game like this, where you maybe haven't played. His field was all set for the onside. The last place he needed to bowl was a bit of width on the offside, and unfortunately he got punished for it.
So Stephen, you know we've had Phoebe with us tonight, part of our coverage on Lax TV and the BBC Sport website and app. Phoebe's got something to show everybody at home for our viewers. Hey!
Silverware. We love some silverware
in the bag.
Don't we? Look at that. Look at that. That is smart.
Before the end of May, a trophy in the cabinet already. On for the treble. Phoebe
Brilliant.
Graham was
That's what we like to see.
Was at Taunton on Monday for the T20 Women's County Cup. Wonderful day and evening. By the sounds of Phoebe's voice, a long evening. Here comes Wood in bowls. Low full toss to Brooks. That's hammered down the ground where Bohannon comes up from long on to field. And it's 139 for 5. Lovely to be surrounded by winners. Stephen to my left and Phoebe to my right. County Championship winner.
Just about remember it, yeah.
Like yesterday, Stephen.
There's no better feeling than getting silverware in the cabinet, and yeah, what a wonderful accolade for everybody there in the women's team. And after the years, you know, hard work and effort, you know, those are the rewards, and that's why you do it. You know, you spend your time those hard yards. That's why when you get the trophy in the cabinet, you can celebrate that with your teammates.
Brilliant. 139 for 5. Wood sets off balls to Ben Dwarsh. He's pushing it full and wide of off stump and cut away out towards deep backward point where Blatherwick fields. And Dwarsh moves on to 5. 140 for 5. Both these sides have enjoyed success in this competition. Worcestershire T20 winners more recently than Lancashire. Lancashire, it was a decade since Captain Stephen Croft lifted the T20 trophy 10 years ago. You and I in the commentary box that night.
I remember it well.
Yes.
I remember it well.
Could he lift it as a captain and lift it as an interim head coach?
Interim head coach.
Give him the job full time.
It would do.
It's Wood in bowls, and Brooks tries to work it out towards the leg side. It just balloons up, and then he kicks the ball away, and Luke Wood has little something to say.
He's hoping a little bit of a scuff mark from the spikes of his boot there. This will help him reverse swing it now, I think he's probably saying.
Reverse swing at speed. Brooks on 25, 140 for 5.
You could do with a nice little reverse swinging Yorker here and just get a wicket, settle things down again.
Wood turns and comes steaming back in again. Balls to Brooks off the back foot, slap down the ground. Bohannon coming up from long on. Brooks moves to 26, 141 for 5. With 36 required of 20. Feels wrong to talk about finals day when it's the first group game of the there's 14 rounds of fixtures to go. Yeah,
it's a long campaign, isn't it?
It is, and then it's the
with a bit of a break as well, isn't it? I think that's what I find hard as a player. You know, you sort of you just starting to find your stride, and then you have a break from the game. You have to come back.
Yeah, I've got this championship games in the middle of this. This is Wood sets off again. Balls back of a length. Quick delivery from Luke Wood. He meant that, didn't he? Banged into Ben Dwarshus.
Just saying hello, just making sure he knew what was there. He's a skiddy bowler, Wood. I know. I remember playing games. I still just about remember that. He does rush you with the short ball. He's a short guy, but is one of those uncomfortable short balls which just seems to just hone in at your armpit and it rushes you.
Just keeps kind of following you.
It does, yeah. Yeah, the horrible type of short bowling. Not saying most short bowling is not that nice for a lot of people, but yeah, his is awkward.
141 for 5. Wood balls again. Be a single. Cracked out to cover by Chris Greenfield. And excellent stuff from Luke Wood. Just 4 coming off that over. That's terrific. 3 overs left. 35 required. They still need a big over here from somewhere, Worcestershire. Lancashire could almost sense it, but we've been in that many situations. Everybody's seen enough T20 cricket to know that it is not won yet.
Absolutely not. I mean, at Lancashire, the ground here at Old Trafford is slightly different to some of the grounds you'll watch on TV. So, you know, scoring a lot of runs in the last, 10 balls is harder, not impossible. But you can also lovely to see the experience there. Wood just knows his field, slightly awkward field, 2 people back square, both sides of the wicket. You could just tell he's played a lot of this form of the game and he's comfortable and confident about what he was going to go and deliver. But Dwarshus is very experienced as well, so game on.
Game on with 3 overs left. 18 balls remaining, 35 to win. Here's Green. Starts his final over. Cut by Dwarshus out toward deep back. Will point that a run away for 4. Bohannon's pretty quick. In fact, he's probably the quickest in the Lancashire field, but he couldn't catch up with that. Cut late for 4 by Ben Dwarshus. 146 for 5.
That's such a fast outfield. When you beat the infield and you've got a bit of space there, just races away.
31 to win, 17 balls remaining. Green. Balls again. That's hit down the ground. Just be 1. Spin wall coming up from the long off boundary. Done well to restrict that to 1, actually, because they probably set off and thinking there's 2 there, in truth.
Yeah, slight mishit as well, so often you can get 2 there, but you're right, he moved quickly, his judgment was great angle into the ball, and I think also having the run out previously just left the Worcester batsmen a bit on their back heels.
Sussex are winners tonight in the T20 Blast in the South Group. As Green is in, balls hammered, down the ground, in the air. Oh, and Aspinwall got hands to it. In the end, he parried it to Luke Wood, who sends the throw in. And they add 148 for 5.
Yeah, good effort. He got both hands to it. He was moving fast, diving forward. And he parried it so hard, it shot off to Wood, who was coming in from long off, other side of the wicket there. And didn't cost any runs, but unfortunately didn't get the much needed wicket.
Green around the wicket. Balls again. Dwarshus looking to swat it away to the leg side. Little thin top edge sees it loop down towards short third for a single. 149 for 5. The details of that Sussex win: 16-run victory for Sussex. 202 for 4 Sussex made. Big score, Middlesex after 20 overs finishing on 186 for 7 in the South Group. here. Green, balls, full toss as Brooks comes down the pitch to meet it. Sends it out towards the leg side. Bohannon comes up from the boundary. Single for Brooks, takes him to 28, and that's the 150 now.
Yeah, he charged a full toss beamer there and got himself all tied up to the point where, as he hit it so badly, his bat came out of his hand. So not the most elegant cricket, but thankfully only a single for Lancashire, so still in control.
27 to win, 13 balls remaining. Here's Green around the wicket, balls to Dwarshus, who swings again and top edges again over the keeper. And they've scampered through for a single, but Mitchell Stanley's done pretty well to deny anything other than one extra run, which means we're down to the final dozen deliveries. Still 26 required, 25 for a tie, 151 for 5.
Yeah, definitely. Still swinging in favour of Lancashire there. Nice controlled over, no big boundaries. Clawed it back after the first 4 of the first ball, and they'll be looking for Luke Wood just to ramp up the pressure. One last good over here and it should be game over.
And they've got their gun bowler to send it down to, haven't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're chasing, you really don't want to take it down for the last over if you don't have to. Obviously, they're going to have to do that, yeah. And likewise, if you're bowling, you kind of want to close it out and leave that last over. You don't want to leave a sort of like a 9-10 run over for the last over if you don't have to. So a good, solid over here from Luke Wood will put Lancashire in the box seat.
Penultimate over, 26 required. Low, full toss, and he's almost dragged that back onto his stumps as Ben Dwarshus. Bottom edge or under edge of the bat, and then there's a rather frantic look over his shoulder, just fearing that that ball was crashing back into the stumps. Gets away with it, and they run through for 152 for 5. Brings Brooks back on strike. 28 not out from 22 balls for Ethan Brooks. As Wood sets off again, Statham end of the ground. Brooks waits, left arm over the wicket, in and bowls, high, leg side, in the air, who's under it? Green's there, and he isn't dropping that. And Chris Green takes the catch, perhaps struggling to see it from the floodlights by the looks of it. But there goes the smile, and that's the 6th wicket to fall, 152 for 6.
Yeah, that was a great catch into the floodlights there, but he positioned himself perfectly on the deep boundary. Judgment absolutely spot on, right up against the rope, but really steady, safe hands, and like you say, big smile, and a needed smile there, because 6th there would have been a little bit uncomfortable way for the start of the over to go. So,
I mean, he's made that look very, very straightforward, but if he's struggling to see that from the floodlight and he knows he's right by the boundary edge, he's made something look really straightforward and simple, which actually there's a lot going against it there.
It's so hard. I mean, that ball's travelled, you know, a good 75-80 metres, and so you've got to judge where that ball's coming down in the dark, in the floodlights, you know, and your foot, like you say, right up against the rope. So there's a lot going on. Very good catch.
152 for 6. Wood in, bowls, play and a miss from the new batsman, which is Tom Hindley, and through to Hurst. And well, Lancashire turning to Wood to send down the penultimate over of the match, and so far the first half of it, and we know that overs can change quickly. When one half belongs to a bowler, it can quickly change, but so far this has been the golden touch from Luke Wood.
Spot on, absolutely spot on.
Hindley on naught. Wood left arm over, balls again, throws it full and wide of off stump, and it's having Hindley struggling to try and get bat on ball, but the umpire turns around and signals a wide.
Oh, the crowd weren't happy with that. Oh, that was marginal decision. That, I think the crowd let the umpire know exactly what they thought about that decision. It looked like a great piece of bowling there. Unfortunately, didn't quite go his way, but good skills from Luke Wood.
For the wide Yorker, 24 required now, 9 deliveries left. Balls again, and hammered down the ground by Hindley. But not with the timing he was hoping for, but the fact that he probably didn't time it as well as maybe he could do. Sees it land short of Bohannon, who comes up from long on. Hindley gets a single. Who's going to try and burst a bit of life into this run chase for Worcestershire? At the minute, Lancashire have got control of the end of the match. They're in strong position here with 8 deliveries to go, and still Worcestershire requiring 23. Lancashire needed some boundaries at the end of their innings, and now the Rapids likewise. Wood in, balls once more. Swing and a miss by Ben Dwarcius. No ball. Umpire spins round and signals a no ball, and Luke Wood just looks at where his foot has overstepped, and that is a free hit.
That is the last thing Luke would want there. Overstriding, no ball at this time. Dwarcius had missed out. In fact, it was probably a length ball that was there to hit. He just tried to hit it too hard, tried to pull that over towards the leg side, when in fact probably hitting down the ground would have been the better option. But he gets a second chance, and it's a free hit.
Free hit. Dwarcius, what can he do with this? Here's Wood in, bowls. He sends it wide of off stump, but is it too far wide? It's too far wide. So it'll still be a free hit. And Steve O'Shaughnessy, the umpire, in a very fetching umpiring jacket, bright pink this evening, signals another no ball. 1-5-7-4-6. 20 to win, 8 balls left. Wood sets off, balls again, hammered away, past mid-off, down towards the boundary. That'll be 4. It takes it down to 16. It's into the teens now. 16 to win off 7.
Just wants to avoid a boundary now off this ball. Anything else on the boundary, and he'll walk away and say, all right, not the best finish, but it's okay.
It's amazing, isn't it? Look at Luke Wood. 1 wicket, dot, perfect start. Ideal. Happy days.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Easy game. And then can change in an instant.
16 to win off 7. The batsman Ben Dwarcius just assessing where the catches in the deep are located. Deep backward square leg, deep mid wicket, deep point, deep extra cover. And he swings, little thin inside edge. Again, he gets a bit lucky, because that could have ricocheted back onto the stumps. In the end, he manages to scramble through for 1. Importantly for Worcestershire, he's on strike. Ben Dwarcius is on 19. Wood collects his cap and his jumper. He's done for the evening as well. A couple of wickets for Luke Wood. 6 balls left, 15 to win it, 14 to tie it, 162 for 6.
Yeah, Lancashire going into the last over relatively happy, but there might be a few nervous glances at the screen, and the pressure is on Aspinall here, who I think is going to be bowling the last over. But yeah, at the moment I'd say Lancashire will be going into this thinking, yeah, it's okay. 15 off the last over here at Old Trafford. Hitting to the long boundary as well. I know there's a bit of wind, but just execute your skill now.
Aspinwall sets off. And balls to Dwarcius. That's muscled out towards the leg side. They'll try and hurry back for 2. They probably have to hurry back for 2, and in the end it's comfortably 2, because it's hitting to that longer boundary out towards the leg side. So 2 off the first delivery. 164 for 6. Requiring 13 to win now. Needs a boundary. Ben Dwarcius, a boundary changes it. Puts pressure right back on Tom Aspinwall and on Lancashire. 164 for 6. In and balls to Dwarcius. Swings and misses, and somehow it misses the stumps and goes through to Matthew Hurst.
Gone over the top of middle stump there. I think everybody thought that had bowled him. And straight over the top of middle stump, trying to hoik that with the wind to the long boundary. Brave delivery that, but it worked out for him. A dot ball. I wouldn't suggest he bowls there again.
13 to win off 4 deliveries. Sets off into Dwarcius. A slower ball by Aspinwall, and Dwarcius swings and misses and through to the keeper. This is excellent stuff.
Yeah, very good change-up delivery there. A slower bouncer, and just gave Dwarcius nothing to work with, and you can see the frustration, and the more frustrated he gets, the less likely he is to actually get a clean strike. But 3 balls left, 13 to win. Doesn't want this ball to go for a boundary no matter what.
Sets off, Dwarcius waits. They just dropped mid-off back to the boundary. In and balls to Dwarcius. It's full and it's straight, and it's been driven down the ground towards long off. They'll come back for two. It'll be tight. It'll be run out. Had to come back for two. Need Dwarshis on strike, but he's been run out.
Yeah, good fielding there. He almost hit it too well. Those are actually the ones where, you know, he's hit it so well down to long off. It got to him so quickly that it was really under no pressure to get the ball back in. Good piece of fielding.
He just, yeah, I mean, he pushed mid-off back to the boundary. Luke Wood there on the long-off boundary, fielding the ball, and he bowled the perfect delivery to the field he just said.
He did. It was, yeah, executed exactly right. Like you say, just prevent the boundary. That's all you need to do. Prevent the boundary. Ones, twos, fine, no problem. Anything but a boundary. And you did. So now it's 2 sixes to win.
2 sixes to win. Yes. Makes it sound so
It
simple,
does, yeah.
doesn't it?
Simple.
Yeah. 2 balls left.
One more delivery to finish it off. Yeah.
Been a very, very good final over from Tom Aspinwall. Over the wicket to Dwarshis. Full, wide, playing a miss, and through to the keeper. And this has been a terrific final over from Tom Aspinwall. Luke Wood comes jogging up from the long off boundary and probably says, well bowled, mate. There's been 5 pretty perfect deliveries.
Perfect Yorker outside off stump there. Wonderful delivery.
Here's Aspinwall to finish it off. Muscled out towards the leg side. It'll be a 4 or a 6, I'm not sure. It's a 4, but it doesn't matter. Lancashire Lightning find themselves a victory. That'll feel so much better for them. It's been a tough few weeks, but new competition, the blast returns, and Lancashire have found some form and have found a win. And the players will feel an awful lot better after a very, very difficult few weeks. Lancashire clinch a victory here at Emirates Old Trafford to get their T20 Blast campaign up and running.
You could see the sigh of relief coming from pretty much everywhere in the ground, but also from the players on the pitch there. That was tighter than they would have liked, but they got the job done, and that's all that matters.
Yes, it is, isn't it? That's the key thing. There's a few smiles around the Lancashire players' faces. There's not been many of that in the last month or so. That'll feel so much better. The blast coming potentially at a pretty good time for the cricket club.
Yeah, absolutely needed for everybody, I think, and they've got off to a great start today. I think there's plenty of things that they're going to want to improve on. First game out, you could definitely see some rust there, but you know, got a good total on the board. You know, lots of good positive things to take from it, and most importantly, they'll be sitting in the change room tonight feeling much better about themselves and in the team.
They will indeed. The players are shaking hands. Worcestershire set 177 to win this match. In the end, finishing on 169 for 7. It's only the first game of a 14-group campaign for our listeners, our viewers from Worcestershire. There's a long, long way to go. There's elements of that run chase that they'll be pleased with. There'll be elements of their bowling, I'm sure they'll be pleased with. But
yeah, I mean, it's just start a campaign. You know, this isn't the be-all and end-all. But there'll be there's nice little moments there today. Some good elements, but plenty to work on, which is what you want, what you need. The most important thing for Lancashire is they got the win, they got the points on the board, they're up and running. And Worcestershire, obviously, it didn't quite go their way tonight, and they've got plenty of games left to get the points.
Yep.
And they'll be looking for, you know, taking the positives from it.
There's always positive to take.
There's always positive, yeah.
Right, we're going to get some reaction from outside. We're going to join Fraser. Who have you got, Fraser?
A 7-run win in the end. My nerves are shot to bits, but this man was cool as a cucumber. Luke Wood, by the looks of things. Oh, were you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad we can pull off in the end, to be honest. It was a bit of a relief.
It was a hard-fought victory, wasn't it? Just how tough was it out there tonight?
Yeah, I think when you saw from us batting in the middle, it looked quite difficult, and then sort of slow balls and cutters towards the end probably actually helped us in our decision making in our innings. So we knew that the power play was always going to be difficult. We saw, I mean, we were 70 for 1, they were pretty much the same, so either way it could have gone to either side. But no, I'm proud of how the lads did, and yeah, they were excellent.
Power play was key, wasn't it? We could see how both sides really managed to exploit it early doors, but how disciplined did you have to be once that period of play had gone?
Yeah, like you said, you saw both sides. It was a bit of a free-for-all on the power play, and then both sides went to sort of change of pace well. Our spinners bowled well and so did theirs. So no, I think we stuck at it well considering. It's easy to let that sort of games like that get ahead of you. But no, it was good.
And what about that final over from Tom Aspinwall there?
Yeah, it's quality. It's never an easy thing bowling last over, especially when you sort of got I know it was a short side into the breeze, but no, he's done excellently well, nailed pretty much every single bit of his skill and held his nerve.
Obviously, it's been a difficult week for everybody involved in the men's game here. Just how much of a confidence booster is that going to be for everybody?
No, it's going to be great. Like you kind of just said, it's been a difficult sort of first half of the season so far. So no, it'll fill everyone's confidence, and like I said, we love playing here at home, and it'll just sort of push us through to the following stages.
And you love this competition as well, don't you? This club's got such a rich history in this comp. This is where you really excel in many occasions.
Yeah, we've seen over the sort of last however many years that we've always done well in this competition. Like I said, we pride ourselves in playing well at home. And yeah, no, we just sort of push every team to the limit, and yeah, sort of qualifications are our key focus.
And you came so close to giving us that first ball wicket we were hoping for. Did I put the pressure on you a bit too much there?
Well, I just try and do it for someone else, so yeah.
Oh, we hope you can do it next time for us, Woody. But thanks for today, and go well for the weekend as well. Hopefully, make it 2 out of 2. That'd be a great start, wouldn't it?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Nice one. Thanks, Woody. Cheers. Well done, mate. Thanks very much. Let's bring Phoebe in. Yeah, they really put us through the mill at the end there, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a brilliant game of cricket, wasn't it, all round, and just so chuffed that Lancashire got over the line in the end. And I think it's a brilliant start for Crofty, Keaton and the team, and they'll take a lot of energy from that. You could see how buzzing everyone was at the end there, and just really pleased that the Red Rose is on fire again.
They really had to be disciplined, as I mentioned there to Woody, specifically after the power play, because both sides really exploited that very, very well, didn't they?
Yeah, both teams had a similar start to their power play. Lancashire was 70 for none off 6, and Worcestershire was 69 for 1, so it was like for like the innings. Where Worcestershire took a lot of pace off, we had much more pace in our attack. And what I really like with both Blatherwick, Aspinwall, they kept the straights up for as long as possible, bowled into the pitch, bowled Yorkers, really bowled to their strengths, didn't try and replicate what Worcestershire did, but executed the skills brilliantly. So yeah, Blatherwick outstanding tonight, Aspinwall at the end there, fantastic, and Woody as well. So yeah, all round team performance, and I thought they were fantastic with the ball.
The coolness that Tom Aspinwall had to show there in that last over when Worcestershire were creeping closer and closer, that was fantastic, wasn't it?
It was amazing, and coming off an over where they hit a couple of boundaries. If they get an early boundary in that chase of 16, it looks a very different game, but he made it look simple, didn't he? He made it look so easy and executed every skill. So he's a brilliant T20 player, is Aspinwall, and I think they've nurtured him well here at Lancashire, and I think he's got a really, really good season ahead of him.
As I say, given everything that's going on this week, that will give everybody involved a massive, massive boost, won't it?
Definitely, and I think if you can't play for Crofty, who can you play for? Is Mr. Lancashire, Mr. T20, and you can see the passion. It's back on the pitch, and I think they've drawn a line from what's happened over the past few weeks, which it's not been nice for anyone at the club, but I think from here on in, it's all guns forward, and it's a great start for the Vitality Blast campaign for Lancashire.
And you get your campaign underway at the weekend as well?
Yeah, start with a double header here at Emirates Old Trafford, so we take on the Blaze on Saturday, and then Lancashire take on Notts In-Laws after, so should be a really good day, and looking forward to playing here.
Hopefully you get your voice back by then as well after your celebrations the other night.
Definitely, yeah. No more singing.
Phoebe, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Don't forget, get involved on the socials, get on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, it's all there. Tell us how you've enjoyed the game tonight. Tell us what comments you've got. We hope you have enjoyed the coverage as well. Don't forget, we are back here on Saturday for a Thunder and Lightning double header. As Phoebe mentioned, Thunder get their campaign underway against the Blaze. First ball is at midday, and then the Lightning play their second home game of the tournament against Nottinghamshire Outlaws. First ball for that one is at 4 p.m. And because we've got 2 games, you've got double the chance to try and get in on the Emirates first ball flyer. Someone could be winning 2 tickets to Dubai. So don't forget, we've got all that to come. That happens here at Emirates Old Trafford on Saturday. It's been a brilliant, thrilling start to the T20 Vitality Blast campaign. campaign for the men. Let's hope the women can keep it going on Saturday as well as they get their campaign underway too, having already put one trophy in the cabinet. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to the boys tonight as well. Thanks for your support. Thanks to Phoebe and thanks to Paul for watching us, being with us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again on Saturday.
When I was a kid, there was no professional women's cricket. I didn't even think that women could be professional sports people.
Especially early on, it just didn't really seem like there was a career in it.
To support myself around cricket, I had to work at the petrol garage.
I was the only girl, so I stood out.
I'd love for young girls to be able to dream about being an athlete and it to be achievable.
Thanks to the Hilton funding my contract, it's allowed me to play the game that I love all day, every day.
We're like an engine and we need to be fuelled with the right gas.
Without funding, we can't be visible. You can't be what you can't see.
As a team, it feels like we're breaking boundaries.
Thunder and Lancashire always want to put women's cricket at the forefront, and now I think that's really shining through.
It's mad to think that without the Hilton funding, like, we wouldn't be playing cricket every day, training.
Well, we could be, but we wouldn't have any money.
Yeah, true.
Thank you.